What's up?
How we doing?
What's up? On today's Part of My Take, Stephen A. Smith. Yup, in studio, Stephen A. Smith. We haven't recorded it yet. I'm going to say it was incredible. I'm just going to call our shot. We nailed it, PFT. Credit to us.
I'm going to say it was preposterous.
Are you gonna drop that in front of him?
I'm going to do I'll do a Stephen A. Smith impression to his face. I feel like it would be disingenuous to
I'd agree.
Talk shit about the man behind his back and not do it to his face.
Yeah, so great interview. Calling our shot, great interview. We have Hot Seat Cool Throne, Guys on Chicks. Going to talk a little football, getting ready for Championship Sunday, and it's all brought to you by our friends at C4. Experience big game energy live with C4 Energy. It's a new year, and we're fully dialed in with the energy drink that always gives us the discipline to get after it, and we want you to get after it with us. Enter for a chance to win a trip to Arizona, get tickets to the 2023 championship game, and party with us. We've been drinking C4 all New Year. We were drinking it before the New Year, but we get jacked up in the studio. You can see it in front of PFT's computer.
I had one this morning.
Yeah, C4 Energy, best way to get yourself hyped up, get ready for a lift, get ready for the day. C4 is the best, and you can enter through January 31st only at your local QuikTrip by scanning the QR code at the C4 Energy display. No purchase necessary, must be 18 or older and have valid ID to win. So check it out. Go to your local QuikTrip, and you can scan the QR code at the C4 Energy display, and you could be coming to the big game with us in Arizona for the championship game 2023. So get excited. C4 Energy. Experience the big game energy live with C4 Energy. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Wednesday, January 25th, and PFT, I don't know where we want to start because I'm ready for football to already get here. My body was rejecting no football on Monday night.
It just occurred to me that I came down with COVID right after the NFL regular season ended. I think our bodies, they crave football.
Yes, I'm feeling fatigue. I'm not sick, but I feel immense fatigue from maybe waking up like 4 times in the middle of the night, but mostly because of football.
I've got an idea. Here's a good way to start the show. Let's have a debate, Big Cat.
Okay.
Embrace debate. Let's get old school PMT with it. Who's the better quarterback, Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow? Now, before you answer that, I want to know who's the better quarterback at quarterbacking, and then who's the better player playing quarterback.
Okay, the better quarterback at quarterbacking is going to... Wait, what was the second one? Better player?
The better player who happens to play quarterback.
Oh.
Tell you what, we can include
I think Burrow might be the
too.
better quarterback at quarterbacking.
I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback at quarterbacking in the NFL right
I'd
now.
agree. And then Mahomes is the best player at quarterbacking.
I think he's a very good quarterback who happens to be a football player.
Right. Okay, yeah, no, we're on the same page.
So Joe Burrow is a great quarterback who just happens to play football.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is a great football player who just
happens to play quarterback. Yes.
Got it.
Yes, that makes sense.
And then Brock Purdy's just
Electric.
a fucking G.
The man won't be able to survive the link.
Brock Purdy's top G in the NFL right now.
I have a question. And now obviously we're not the smartest, and I've been gambling my whole life, and I think I understand some stuff. The fact that this Kansas City Chiefs are now 2.5-point underdogs. Are we sure Patrick Mahomes is playing in this game?
It's
I don't
weird. Know if we're sure.
It's weird.
I think
I think he is. I would bet if you had gun to my head, I'd say yes, hampered. But the fact that they are now 2.5-point underdogs makes me feel like, what's going on here?
This is Las Vegas doing the old Wile E. Coyote trick to us.
Yeah.
They've got a big cardboard box that's propped up by a stick with a string to it, and underneath the box, it says plus 2.5. It's begging us to come over there and take that plus 2.5. They want us to take the Chiefs so bad.
And
what would the Roadrunner do in this situation?
Yeah, and on top of all this, last night it moved, and everyone was like, oh, that's weird. And then Patrick Mahomes tweeted out a video being like, see you on Sunday, Kansas City. And it was like a highlight video from the game against the Jaguars. So maybe he's trying to give people some comfort knowing that he'll be there, but just because he's there doesn't mean he's going to play.
I think he's going to be there. I think he's going to play, but he's not going to be 100%.
Now they got to just scheme it up. Now, you know what? We'll find out on Sunday if Patrick Mahomes is a good quarterback at quarterbacking because he won't be able to run around.
He won't rely on being a football player.
Can Patrick Mahomes be a pocket passer?
So this is a narrative game that we have developing for Patrick Mahomes because Joe Burrow's owned him for the last couple of years.
3-0.
So this is actually, it's the perfect storm that we have of a narrative that will be created. And I don't know ahead of time if you can judge Patrick Mahomes on how he plays this weekend because he is injured. He's definitely not 100%. But that's not going to stop anybody from turning this
history.
Into a
that won't
game.
matter in a year.
Yeah, history will not remember this. This will be Patrick Mafraud.
Yeah.
Can't win the big one. Mafraud only won in 2020 because Joe Burrow wasn't in the league yet.
Peyton Manning 2.0.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Can't win on the road in the playoffs.
That is being thrown out there that Joe Burrow is going to be Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes will be Peyton Manning. That Joe Burrow will just own him and win the titles, which he hasn't won any yet. So we're maybe getting a little ahead of this. And Patrick Mahomes is just the man in the regular season and can't win the big one, even though he has won the big one. So it really doesn't make sense, but we're a narrative podcast.
Was it the big one? He beat Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Jimmy Garoppolo.
And Kyle Shanahan's shit for brains.
Shanahan, it was Super Bowl Kyle.
We didn't talk about it. There's a couple things that we missed on Sunday that I want to talk about. One was, and someone pointed this out, and I think it's fair, we didn't give any criticism to Sean McDermott, who probably deserves some, because this is... Like thinking back to that Bengals-Bills game, you're a defensive coach, and your defense looked like they didn't even want to be out there.
Yeah.
So he definitely, he's fine. I saw someone was throwing out there the Marty Schottenheimer, taking the Chargers 14-2 and losing and then firing him. I don't think Sean McDermott's getting fired, but it does. Even 2 days removed from the game, it feels almost worse for the Bills right now, and how that all devolved. And then the other thing,
this is tough for Bills fans who probably skipped Monday's show.
I know.
And now they're catching the delayed onset muscle soreness. I agree with you. I think Sean McDermott deserves some of the blame. Definitely, I think we did talk about it on Sunday how he's a defensive guy and their defense looks soft. It looked pretty bad, and offensively, Ken Dorsey definitely their offense didn't look good either.
No,
and Josh Allen probably hurt, but still we have to go with the narrative that we're dealt right now.
Yeah.
And he didn't play well, but the defense is going to be defense. You're suspect.
You're suspect.
You're sus. Big
You're
time
absolutely
sus.
suspect.
That's a sus D.
And the other thing we didn't talk about coaching wise is Kyle Shanahan. I mean, we might have touched on it. He did have a couple moments in that Cowboys 49ers game where he was old school Kyle in that, it basically is his brain stops and he can't figure out if he wants to be aggressive or conservative, and then just somehow winds up like in the middle, and how everything just falls apart for him. That end of the first half where he was like, "What are you doing? Like, are you calling timeouts? You're not." They ended up getting 3 points, but Kyle Shanahan, the narrative of Kyle Shanahan, incredible coach, friend of the program. I love watching his football teams play, but he is there is some legacy decision making that's going to be on the line for him in the next couple games if they get to the Super Bowl, of like, can he make that right decision in the big moments when the lights are brightest?
Yeah, this is a Kyle Shanahan legacy postseason, I think, because everything about the guy has been he's one of the best coaches, top 3, top 4 coach in the NFL. He needs to get out of his own way. Now Matt Nagy had the BU written on his play card.
Yeah.
He needs to just have be literally anyone else written on his play card.
I'm actually a little, since you brought up Matt Nagy, I'm a little worried now that we have head coaching openings and Eric Bieniemy might get a job. That would mean that Matt Nagy would be the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs, and he would start getting a lot of credit for Patrick Mahomes being great.
And then he would probably get hired by somebody else down the line.
He's already muddied the waters with reports that Mitch could never learn his system. Okay. Which, a good head coach, that's really smart. And I don't know what happened then with Andy Dalton or Nick Foles, who he brought in, but either way, he's in the right spot.
Or Sean Glennon.
Yeah, or Mike Glennon. That was
Glennon,
before.
Other Glennon.
Yeah, that he's in the right spot to get another job because he's going to just ascend in Kansas City. Imagine if he got the Kansas City head coaching job. That would
post-Reed?
That would break me. That would break me.
What if he won a Super Bowl?
Yes, that would break. He would win a Super Bowl.
Matt Nagy's Super Bowl champion.
He wouldn't win a Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes is Peyton Manning.
That's true.
So Patrick Mahomes' next Super Bowl is going to be with another team.
But no, congrats, because then you'll get to see Matt Nagy lose in multiple AFC championship games with Patrick Mahomes.
I'm just thinking about people who might have tuned in for the first time, a part of my take, to listen to Stephen A. Smith and what we just said in the first 20 minutes. Welcome to the show.
It makes complete and total sense.
we've never had better clarity.
No, this is perfect. It actually is. Here's how my last couple of days have been going. I've been thinking a lot about that play that I talked about on Sunday, the 2-point conversion that the Dolphins had back in 2019, and then Joe Burrow would be my quarterback forever. And my life would be just immensely happier in all facets of it, really.
Yep.
So I had Shane make a Photoshop of Joe just wearing Commanders uniform.
How does he look?
He looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to Joe, and I was like, this could have been us.
And what did he say?
And Joe said, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
So
Thank God it wasn't.
thank God it wasn't.
Yeah.
So that made me feel worse, which in a way makes me feel better because it snapped me out of my delusion.
But you have to remember, I've said this before to you. Our franchises are they will never have nice things. Like if Patrick Mahomes was drafted by the Bears would have ruined him.
Yeah.
If the Commanders drafted Joe Burrow, they would have ruined him.
Well, I mean,
They would have made him play right after his appendectomy.
our field tried to
And, like,
ruin
he
him.
would have died,
We did
yeah.
the Commanders actually did our best to try to
Yeah.
ruin Joe Burrow as an NFL quarterback.
So you can't think about it like that. You
I'm
can't
happy
be
for
like,
him. You know what?
yeah.
I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, this is like, you don't want. It'd be like adopting a dog into, like a lean-to, which is open up to the weather and you. No, I want the dogs that I love to be adopted in a mansion.
Well, no, it would be like Lena Dunham adopting another
Yeah,
dog.
right,
And
exactly.
then it's like, thank God that dog dodged a bullet by
Yes.
not having to live with her.
Yes, Jake, what were you gonna say?
Did you guys, speaking of Bears Commanders, did you see the tweet about the playoff win drought?
Yeah, I did see that.
What?
Yeah, no,
6
they're good.
teams
This
have
is
not
good.
won a game in the playoffs in 10 years, and 4 of them are fans of sitting in this team
Oh,
sitting in this
man.
room. Bears, Commanders, Jets, Dolphins, Lions, Raiders. So we're cursed.
Yeah.
Jake
Hank-
Cutler beat the Seahawks.
Hank's a winner, but lottery ball cancels it out. So
Yeah.
he's cursed with
Loser.
us.
It's true. Wait,
Loser.
Max is just free.
Yeah,
Max is
Max
doing
is just
good.
rolling.
Well, Max
with
has
it right now.
lost 2 straight championships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As a Philadelphia sports fan. And he got no
I
hit.
get no hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about the best rooms.
Yeah. Oh wait, one last thing before we do best rooms.
Yeah.
Eli Apple. You still got 2 games left, dude.
Eli Apple is Eli
What's
Apple,
going on?
The guy from the group assignment that didn't go to class at all comes in, collects his A, and then he Dougie's out of the room, like laughing at everybody that got a B+.
He just went nuclear last night on Twitter on Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, and then did the heart emoji that DeMar Hamlin's been doing, and then was like, no, I wasn't trying to disrespect him. It was like, well, it kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not offended because, shit talking is shit talking, but it does, if you're a Bengals player, you probably like, hey, Eli Apple, maybe let's just like cool down and focus on the fact that we have a big game on Sunday.
Here's where Eli Apple could get himself into trouble. He's not a great player. He's a great shit talker.
Yeah.
And he loves doing it. I don't
Cooper
know.
Kupp burned him for the Super Bowl.
I actually don't know if he's a great shit talker. He's just a prolific shit talker. He
Yes.
talks a lot of it. So Eli is basically dancing on people's graves in Buffalo. They won the game. That's his right. But then he's going to go play the Chiefs. If he gets burned in the Chiefs game, which Eli Apple throughout his history has been burned once or twice before, he gets burned, the Bengals lose that game. People are going to talk shit to Eli Apple, and then Eli Apple is going to tag in his mom on Twitter to have his mom yell at people for getting mad at her son.
Well,
that's where it becomes not fair because you can't fire back at somebody's mom.
And his
unless
mom,
it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and his mom will be watching from home because I don't know if you saw, but his mom said tickets to the AFC Championship game is way too expensive, and someone tagged Eli Apple and said, tell Eli Apple to pay for it, and he replied, Mama can watch from the crib.
Okay.
So he's a troll to his own family.
He's trolling his mom.
Like
yeah.
I actually, at some point, you kind of have to respect the fact that Eli Apple it's the opposite of like backing it up on the field. He just gets on Twitter and he just goes after.
He's an internet troll. He's
Yeah.
Eli Lockwood.
And I have to defend him in that because I do like a good internet troll.
Yeah, he's good at it. But I'm just saying, like, he's going to send his mom at people that are clapping back at him.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
Yeah. All right.
Leave
so yeah,
moms out of it.
yeah.
I just got out of yours.
Rooms.
Best
Should we do
rooms. So, yeah, we talked about this about there are a lot of good rooms.
These
remaining.
teams are very good.
There's a lot of dudes on these teams, a lot of dudes that hang out in rooms together. So we can power rank the remaining rooms of the 4 playoff teams. I had the Chiefs coaches room first overall.
Okay.
I had
with Matt Nagy in there.
With Matt Nagy in there.
Is this like rooms you'd want to hang out in personally or just talent rooms?
Talent.
The Eagles' offensive line room was my second room.
It's number 1, yeah.
That I had.
Yeah.
Do you have that number 1?
Well, yeah, I had it number 1.
I can live with them being number 1.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and then I had number 2 the Bengals wide receiver room.
I had the Bengals wide receiver room 3 in this case behind the 49ers wide back room.
Ooh.
Because I think that you get Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle all in that same room. I think they hang out.
Juszczyk just hang out the door.
I think they hang out in the room together.
Yeah.
I feel like it's running back room, wide receiver room.
Well, they all play every position.
Yeah, it's wide back.
Christian McCaffrey plays out wide.
I understand that. I just, it really.
Do you?
I do. I just don't know,
I don't know if you do.
Hank doesn't understand the concept of a running back lining up not under center.
But do you
Or
think
as
they
a
all
center.
meet together?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I would say so.
All right.
They probably don't let Elijah Mitchell join because he doesn't line out as a wide receiver. So he probably hangs out in the running back room. He probably shows up by himself, and he's like, "Where is everyone?"
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing cool plays in the other room.
I had the 49ers offensive line room also ranked in my top 5 because not only do you get Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, but you also get their offensive line coach, who is Chris Forrester.
Oh,
Just a party guy. You
yeah,
remember Chris Forrester
the best
from
party
Miami?
guy, yes,
He was coaching lines down for the
Yes,
Dolphins. Remember
yes,
that?
the best party guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy gets down. Yeah, it is crazy to think about how talented. I was looking at it and the defensive lines. I actually think all 4 defensive lines in playing on Sunday have a case.
Yeah.
Because they all have. Oh, Max is shaking his head. They all have just absolute studs, and Bosa might be the best of all of them, but in terms of depth, what the Bengals have been doing has been insane, and the Eagles have depth, and the Chiefs. So here's one prediction.
Eagles have a historic defensive line this year.
Yeah, they do. They actually are 3rd in sacks all time.
All time.
3rd. So not historic.
It's in the conversation.
What about 10th?
Only team in the history of the NFL to have 4 different guys have over 10 sacks.
All right, that's historic.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I actually think that the conversation last week about the Bengals offensive line, this week Chris Jones is going to wreck some shit. Because we all watched that Bills-Bengals game,
Yeah.
and we're like, wow, the Bengals offensive line played incredible because they did. The Bills don't have Chris Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jones is going to be a problem.
They don't have Frank Clark.
Yeah, mark that right now, problem.
Problem Chris Jones.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
I think the Bengals defensive line is the best defensive line that's remaining.
Better than the Eagles and the Niners?
I think so. I think between DJ Reader, you
Hendrickson.
got Trey Hendrickson,
Yep.
and then you got Sam Hubbard.
Yeah.
That's a good room.
No, that's what I'm saying. All 4, it's almost like these teams are built well.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Hey, wait a second.
Wait, are they the best now? Are they the best defensive line at playing football, or are they the best defensive line at being defensive lines?
Wait a second. It feels like this roster construction actually worked out. Damn it.
49ers linebacker room would be pretty good room to be in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Eagles
Trey
quarterback
Greenlaw,
room.
Yeah.
Hang out with Hurts and Minshew.
Minshew, yeah. Yeah, no, there's some. I'm very excited for these games on Sunday. Very, very excited.
Robbie Gould's room never missed a field goal in the playoffs.
Yeah, who's the Eagles kicker again?
Jake Elliott.
Jake Elliott. He's pretty good. He's underrated. So that's our room breakdown.
Okay.
It really was I started looking at all the rosters. It's like, yeah, I guess these teams are the 4 best teams.
Pretty good.
Feels like they got it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that
the committee got it right.
They voted it right. And I know that there's some people could say that's hindsight because those are the 4 remaining teams. But if you remember, I think it was early November. Remember, we had the conversation, and we said that there were only 6 teams that could go to win the Super Bowl, and it was these 4 teams and the Bills and the Cowboys. So we were on this for a while.
Yeah.
We were breaking it down and being like, here are the teams. It feels like it's set. Here are the teams that could win a Super Bowl. Everyone else is just kind of along for the ride.
We know ball. I actually think I included the C words in that conversation.
Yeah, it might have been 7.
That's when I was into my C words phase.
Yeah, that's okay. You got out of it.
Never again.
Anything else before we do hot seat, cool throne?
We're doing Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers destination season.
I
We're
saw that.
We're hitting that hard. Tom Brady said, "I don't know where the fuck I'm doing. I'll let you know when I figure it the fuck out." Something along those lines. So I'm guessing that Hank is writing his own fan fiction about what's going to happen with Tom Brady.
I think it depends what happens with the 49ers.
He got a little testy with Jim Gray. Did you see that?
I did see that.
So I'll fucking tell you when I fucking know.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward.
Yeah, it was. I was like, is he joking? and couldn't really.
He was
figure it out.
joking.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, I'm
He
very.
definitely was.
No, he's a kidder. Yeah,
he
yeah.
was joking. Jim Gray, one of the greatest comedians of all time. Jim Gray. If I saw that there was some the Commanders are a possible destination for Aaron Rodgers, and everyone's tagging me and being like, "Oh, you're gonna have to listen to PFT talk about Aaron Rodgers every week." I will be very clear about this. If Aaron Rodgers goes anywhere else, I will root for him to win a Super Bowl because it will be hilarious if he wins the same amount of Super Bowls on another team in like a year or two that he did with the Packers in 16 years.
I don't think people really understand the dynamic that Big Cat has with Aaron Rodgers because people were tagging me in that being like, man, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad for PMT.
No.
Big Cat just hates the Packers.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers happened to be the quarterback on the Packers.
And he does stick it to the Bears, but the minute he's gone, it would be very funny if he won a Super Bowl with another team.
Yeah, and let me be very clear. I will go on an ayahuasca trip if Aaron Rodgers becomes the quarterback of the Commanders.
I'll match.
You want to go?
I'll match.
You want to go down to Ecuador?
Yeah. We'll match.
Boys trip to Ecuador. No chicks allowed.
We'll match.
Let's go to Ecuador.
I'll do anything to get
drink
him
some
off the
tea.
Packers.
I will to get him on the Commanders. I would change my entire mindset. I would do it.
Yeah. I would do anything.
Billy, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers joining the New York Jets, a team that's owned by the guy that makes the Johnson & Johnson vaccine?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like a conflict of interest.
Or he could be going to investigate.
Oh, yeah. Closer to the source.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Hey, Woody, so what was in that?
Let me see the files.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Just give me some
I
access.
heard you didn't know what was in it.
Yeah.
Which one do you think Woody's the first Johnson or the second Johnson?
Who's the other Johnson?
Is it like two brothers?
I think it's two brothers, the Johnson bros.
Is it their dad or is it them?
No idea.
I'm
I don't know,
looking
but
it
that's
up right now.
It's an all-time funny move to name your kid Woody Johnson.
Yeah, Woody Johnson. I guess if you're really rich, you're like, yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, no, Robert Wood Johnson was the before Johnson & Johnson, and the founding of Johnson & Johnson was Robert Wood Johnson, James Wood Johnson, and Edward Meade Johnson. So one of the Johnsons was
relation.
kept out.
Yeah. What's up with the third one?
Johnson and Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Johnson cubed.
So one of them.
Cohen.
So it seems like Robert Wood Johnson was the guy who started the whole thing. He's the first Johnson. Who's the second? James Wood or Edward Meade?
Well, that should have been Johnson and Sons.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Oh, all three were
they're
brothers.
Yeah. So Robert Wood started it, and then and they joined. James Wood and Edward Meade joined him.
By the way, Kansas City Chiefs owners, the Hunts, not
Ketchup.
Hunts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was a letdown.
Yeah, that's too bad.
With the Tom Brady.
I got the answer. Edward Meade Johnson is the one Johnson that's out. I'm okay.
Why was he out?
Because the first president was Robert Wood Johnson, and the first logo resembled the signature of James Wood Johnson.
Okay,
So Robert Meade,
Was he like a priest?
Edward Meade, you suck.
he's the odd Johnson.
Yeah,
out.
Edward Meade, you're a crumb bum.
He could have been a priest. That happens.
Yeah,
Why?
he's a crumb bum.
because he couldn't use his Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been. Damn,
Robert
they've been around
Kraft.
for a long ass
Robert Kraft,
time.
Not Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, the Kraft
People forget
Corporation.
that. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Dan Snyder, not the pretzel guy.
that's true.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. We've been lied to our entire lives.
Bullshit.
Who's actually like one of these like rich people with the name that actually has?
I mean, Jim Irsay, what you see is what you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jim
Jerry
Irsay.
Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
Your guy.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
J.
he is your guy. JJ.
Yeah.
You should
and
have.
JJ.
You know what? I vote that Hank should have to be a Cowboys fan for an entire season after this.
Why?
I don't think
have him be your second-
Because I bet a future.
have him be your
Can
second
a guy not
team.
bet a future?
I don't think
Bet
you
the
should.
future next year again.
You got off too easy.
If there's good value, I might. But
There will be good value because Dak's going to be their quarterback.
I also like that's the other thing. People are like, oh, root for the Cowboys. It's like the only reason that happened is because the Patriots are out.
Hank, let me ask,
I can't fake it.
let me ask you a question though. Do you think that Cooper Rush wins that game? I think he does. I think we need to have the conversation. I haven't seen it. Cooper Rush would have won that game for the Dallas
Oh, I
Cowboys.
think Skip did
I think there's a
yeah.
there's a good,
he did. Yeah, no, he did it this morning.
there's probably 15 to 25 quarterbacks that could have won that game.
Yeah, easily. He was bad. Very bad.
The one thing I was going to say with the 49ers and Tom Brady is that I just can't wrap my head around any world where a rookie quarterback goes in the link and beats the number 1 seed Eagles. So then I think that means the 49ers will get Brady. But if that somehow happens and he beats the Eagles at home as a rookie, then it'd be hard to – it's going to be a lot harder for Tom to end up there, in my opinion. It might not matter either way.
I think Brock Purdy's their quarterback next year.
But what if he just goes and throws a stinker?
I think he's their quarterback no matter what.
He throws 4 interceptions and his looks – he hasn't looked
Did he cry? Did he cry?
Yeah, he looks lost.
No, did he cry? Did he cry in the 4 interceptions?
Probably.
Okay, then maybe he's not. But if he doesn't cry, I think you can live with it.
I don't think he cried.
He didn't cry?
I didn't see any cries.
All right, so then I think he's their quarterback of the future.
I think he might be.
Even if Brady wants to come. Because it's like Brock Purdy could have been any quarterback and they'd still be in this spot, no?
No, that's not true.
No,
if he was Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott would have won that game. Yes, he would have.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, he would have.
Trayvon Diggs would have picked off Dak Prescott 6 times in that game.
Dak Prescott is bad, but he'd be unbelievable with the 49ers.
Sounds like you're slandering Brock Purdy again.
I just have it's a theory I have no matter what. It's a system play. Rookie quarterbacks in the playoffs, young quarterbacks, are going to struggle.
Yeah, you had that burn you last week.
Yes, and the week before.
Right. So now,
but it's a philosophy. It's a life philosophy. It doesn't change year over year.
Right.
It's the same. When I said it for Jared, I got crucified too, and that was like, it's not. It had nothing to do with Jared. It's just my philosophy.
Okay, Hank's philosophy. You live by it.
Hank getting crucified is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, Billy.
Never mind.
Nope.
Okay.
Brain turned off.
I
there.
literally
had his hand raised and everything. All right.
I'm looking at Skip here. Skip says that the Cowboys should trade Dak for Aaron Rodgers right now.
Okay.
I agree with that. I think that would be a good trade for the Cowboys.
Yeah. What, Billy?
Okay, hypothetical. Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl with the 49ers.
Uh-huh.
Do they start him and keep him for the next season?
Wait, what? Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
we were just saying that they might keep him even if he threw 4 interceptions and cried.
You would have to be a miserable franchise to take the guy that just took your NFC team to a Super Bowl title for the first time in like forever.
Wait,
Billy, I forgot the last caveat.
And then bench them the next year.
The
I
last
just said
caveat.
I think he's
That
the starting
I know.
quarterback
That
no
would
matter
never
what.
But
happen.
Tom Brady is on the market.
Yeah, I still think it's Brock Purdy.
You just weren't paying attention to any of that conversation.
I know.
That we just had.
Oh, that was great, Billy.
I was writing it down, and I got there, and I was like, did they say that? I think they were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were. We were just talking about that.
Hey, podcasting's hard.
Yeah. Again, welcome
You were
to all the
writing
new
that question
listeners
down?
here for Stephen A. Smith.
I think if you
I
could-
had it in my notes to bring up at some point.
This is good. We need to set the bar as low as possible for any new listeners that have shown up today. This is the show. We're stupid.
Yep.
But we love ball. All right, let's do Hot Seat Cool Throne. Brought to you by the Barstool Sportsbook. Barstool exclusives, picks, and parlays from Big Cat El Prez and other personalities to follow or fade. Tons of ways to bet, daily odds boosts, live in-game bets, move the line plus teasers, and parlay plus to bet within same games or across sports. It's easy to navigate and use data and content to keep you informed. Easy and secure registration, more ways to deposit and withdraw. And we have the iCasino as well. Slots, traditional table games, exclusive like One Bite slots. I also don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Mr. 35 might be coming back. So download today and create. I forgot to tell you because I didn't see you after I left the meeting.
Wait, what am I doing?
Download. That's a little teaser. I'll tell you after. Download today and create
Anytime,
an account.
anywhere.
That's what I like to hear. $1,000 new player bonus. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Check it out right now. Must be 21 plus. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. So check it out. Download today and create an account. $1,000 new player bonus. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be 21 plus. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay. Hot Seat Cool Throne. Hank.
My hot seat is Dana White?
Why? What happened?
Question mark? I don't know if this is me being soft and this is actually all publicity is good publicity, or if his new league, the slapping league, slap fighting, the guys just literally stand there and just smack the shit out of each other. There's a lot of backlash. It's obviously, there's a lot of backlash to UFC too. So I'm trying to determine whether or not him and this league are on the hot seat or if it's something that's going to be here for a while.
I'm going to say when it comes to all publicity is good publicity, that doesn't include hitting your wife.
Yeah.
What about,
Important caveat.
I'm talking about the league, but that's true. That's fair.
I watched some of the league, and I understand the excitement about it because knockouts are fun. I still can't get over the fact that it's just weird watching someone who isn't playing defense.
Right.
Like in UFC and boxing, you have your hands up, you can defend yourself, in this, watching someone get knocked out when they have to have their hands behind their back, there's just something about it that's just weird to watch. And if people like it, not going to judge them. I personally am like, this is kind of weird.
It's like signing up for a sucker punch competition,
Right?
And you know that it's coming, but it's basically like who's going to get concussed first,
Right.
and I think a lot of people aren't really into that. You know what it is? It's great for clips. Like the
clips are hilarious.
It's great for
Right.
putting clips on social media. People are gonna fucking love those things. But
Clip show.
I can't see myself like sitting down to tune in for a full half hour of people just slapping each other in the face.
It also, there's the element too, like what makes a good slapper or slappee. You know what I mean? Like, you know what a good boxer is. You know what a good boxer, it takes a lot of talent, a lot of skill, a lot of training, a lot of years. Same with UFC. Slapping is just like you slap.
That
How
shit
can you
slaps.
slap? Yeah.
Now, here's a way that it could work. If they just have Greg Hardy compete in it every week and have somebody that's just way bigger than Greg Hardy beat the shit out of him.
Yes.
If I get to watch Greg
Yes.
Hardy getting knocked out every week,
Yes.
then I'm back in on the slap league.
Yes.
All right, so we'll see. Yeah, I think it's not going to last long, but I have been enjoying the clips, so I'm kind of on both sides.
I don't think it's going to last long just because in almost every show there's a to a situation fencing position
Yeah.
on the floor.
Not good.
Also, it's very visually.
The guy who
Yeah, like
does
the swollen heads and stuff.
Yeah, like
you know that guy
But
who,
like, I also think the UFC sometimes is too violent for me, so I also might not be the target audience. Like sometimes I'm like, this is disgusting.
you know that guy who played in the NFL who's like leading brain studies, Chris
Nowinski.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nowinski. He tweeted, he's like, what's next? Who can survive a stabbing? And I was like, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's kind of a good idea.
I mean, I wouldn't watch a full episode.
no, I'd watch it once.
but I'd watch the clips.
Yeah,
from-
right.
from the
Like, I'd be
stabbing.
curious
Yeah.
to see how can you survive a stabbing.
But like you'll watch any clip that pops up, any
Yeah.
viral clip.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
not, the timeline
No, not
has
the one. What was
videos.
the one you posted? The animal one.
Yeah, I mean, there's
well,
literally
running
when
hot
you
streak.
log into the Barstool backend, it has a note that says, please stop putting dead animals on the blog.
Yeah,
Nazis
no.
are off limits too. It's literally just a Billy football warning.
No,
And
no,
what
but-
exactly was the video? I forget. Max.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the one
but-
Max had an issue with.
But
No more
Derek,
dead animals.
Describe
Derek
the video.
Wolf
Describe
shoots
the
a
video.
cougar, and I can't blog that. That's like tons of clicks that are just being left on the table.
I don't know what like. Do you really think that would be the biggest blog of the week? A wolf.
I
and a
think it
cougar
would be a
fight?
decent, like, medium blog, base hit.
Base
Not
hit.
home
Just
run.
get on base.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
What animal becomes a home run? An elephant? Like great white?
Like an evil animal.
An evil animal.
I think like
Like-
killer whale
what-
versus great
like,
white
uh,
shark
what's an
becomes a
evil
home run.
animal?
Like
Billy?
a raging, like one of those jaguars that you see attacking people and like,
But they're in the Jaguar's home.
yeah.
Like the woman that got out at the zoo and the tiger came and snatched her.
Yeah, but
and
then
her
someone
mom
killed.
went after her.
Then someone killed that animal, and then it was like hero mom saves child from
Got it.
crazed
Oh,
animal.
an evil animal like a 5-year-old that sneaks down into a gorilla
Yes.
enclosure.
Yes.
Can you please refresh my memory though? It's gonna bother me. What was the video in question?
It was a crazy video of a leopard that usually hunts wild boars getting messed up by a bunch of wild boars, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a role reversal."
Yeah.
And but it was a little. It
was a little graphic.
It was a little graphic.
Yeah.
I think like grizzly bear fights with each other. Those always play.
Oh yeah, that's an easy triple.
Yeah.
In
Easy.
blogosphere.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like those,
Dude, the one that was up the other week where it was 2 grizzly bears fighting each other, and then there were wolves in the background,
Yeah.
watching the fight like spectators.
I blogged that.
Yeah,
Like literally,
that's a good-
grizzly bear fights are the gift that just keep on giving.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's way better than the slap boxing. I'm going to start a league where we just film grizzly bears in the wild and we just like know which one each one is, and then whenever they fight, you do like a whole league, and then you can bet on it.
Okay.
That's a
That'd
good
be
idea.
cool.
That's actually a very
Grizzly
good
bear
idea.
fights, but only in the wild.
Yeah, I like that, Billy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bare knuckle boxing. There you go.
Hank, what's your cool
my cool throne is our guy Tommy Paul. He's in the Elite Eight. Plays tonight. Heavy favorite.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge
Will
Tommy Paul
he
guy.
play Djokovic if he wins?
If they both win, yeah.
Every time
So
I hear
that's exciting.
every time I hear Tommy Paul, I think that you're talking about like another
Tommy
Paul.
Fury.
Yeah, a mix of the
plays
Tommy
a-
Fury Jake Paul fight.
He plays a fellow American tonight, Ben Shelton, 20 years old.
Oh.
His first time leaving the country
Oh,
is for this tournament.
he's not
Wow.
ready for the bright lights.
So we're guaranteed an American in the semifinals, probably against Djokovic.
Tommy Paul, let's go.
Djokovic's going to fucking wipe the floor with Tommy Paul.
TP Army, let's do it.
No offense to Tommy Paul.
And then the Red Sox acquired Adalberto Mondesi, so
That guy sucks.
huge pickup for us.
Nice.
He stinks.
Huge.
Raul Mondesi Jr., Adalberto Mondesi. Mm-hmm. The bane of my existence as a fantasy baseball
Where do you
owner.
think he fits in the lineup, Hank?
The injured list?
No, I think he's good. I think he's going to stay healthy, and he's gonna put up a lot of singles, doubles, triples, like Billy was saying.
Bear on bear fights?
His leg is probably made out of the same stuff that Michael Thomas's hamstring's made out of.
I thought you won the league.
No, I came in second place 2 years
Don't
in a
bring
row
up bad memories.
because Adalberto Mondesi gets fucking injured every single year
Well, that's on you.
for drafting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Hank just got him.
Yeah. That's on you,
He's
Hank.
now he's your problem.
He's your problem.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right.
You're gonna hate him.
PFT, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is John Shire.
Oh, yeah.
John Shire. I'm surprised that it's taken us this long as a podcast to put John Shire on the hot seat, but he's in 9th place in the ACC as Duke's head coach. Mm-hmm. And I, for one, miss Coach K.
Oh, so much.
I
watched that entire game last night. I had Virginia Tech, and I couldn't get the hate up.
Controversial finish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Virginia Tech.
yeah.
Did you see the Virginia Tech player?
I
He
did.
throat punched a
Check
Duke
out my
player. It was
CVB in
awesome.
60. I broke it down.
Yeah,
There we go.
Listen, if Coach K was on that bench, there's no chance that 30 play happens.
Yeah.
Coach K would have stopped it with an icy glare, probably talked to the kid at halftime before he had a chance to punch, and just been like, hey, you're too good a player to do what I know that you're about to do. I just think that as a podcast, we need to acknowledge that that we miss Coach K.
Oh, big time.
College basketball was better when you had a villain.
The greatest foil. It's probably why my body's betraying me right now, because I don't have someone to get up in the morning and go after.
And Duke being 9th in the ACC, I mean, tough week for Cowboys fans.
Brutal. Brutal.
My cool throne is Oscar season.
Oh, yeah.
It's Oscar season. They announced the nominees this morning, and there's a lot of good movies that I haven't seen yet. So now I get to go and, when football is over, watch all of those. But I don't think
Banshees of Slytherin make it.
Yeah, it did. It got a lot of nominations. All Quiet on the Western Front got a lot.
I watched that movie.
Is it good?
Yeah, so I watched it on Friday night, and I watched it because I was like, I can't wait to tweet about how I read the book, and the book was better.
Yeah.
And I got halfway through, and I was like, I was definitely thinking of Farewell to Arms.
Okay.
This is another World War I book.
That was,
because I was like, wait, I thought this book was about an Italian soldier, not a German soldier. And then I got halfway through, and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong book.
Was Farewell to Arms, was that George Bernard Shaw?
It's a German.
Okay, different guy.
Yeah. No.
Wasn't that the
Farewell to Arms is
Spanish?
Hemingway.
Yeah, is that
Farewell
Spanish
to Arms
Civil
is
War?
Hemingway. No, I think it's World War One.
I thought it was a
I
Spanish
think that's
Civil
To
War.
Whom the Bell Tolls.
Oh.
But either way,
Anyways, All Quiet on the Western Front was a great book.
it was. You read it?
I did in high school.
Yeah.
They kind of butchered the ending in the movie.
Did they?
Yeah.
Don't
That,
spoil it.
that the
Don't
Germans
spoil it.
lost?
Don't spoil it.
You didn't like that part?
No. It's World War One, by the way.
Yeah, Farewell to Arms is the Italian campaign of World War One. So
yeah.
like I got halfway through the movie and I was like, I thought this was supposed to be about Italians.
Yeah. So I'm going to watch the Oscars, but I'm going to be very disappointed when there's no slap.
Yeah.
Somebody has to get slapped at this year's Oscars.
Bring Will Smith. Just have him sit front row.
Why? Oh no, you
Will
know how
Smith should be in the slap
competition?
league.
Yeah, that.
Will Smith in the slap league.
You're also not going to watch the Oscars.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But I'm going to watch the
Definitely
clips.
not. Definitely not.
I'm going to see all the clips, and then I'm going to be like, Glass Onion got robbed.
We actually we were taping the show last year during the Oscars, not watching the Oscars, and then that happened after, and we're like, what? This is crazy.
I think like when we were kids and before there were all these different options of all the different sports channels that you had to watch, and really it was just like the Oscars was like showbiz's big night. You took it like a lot more seriously. Now that we've grown up and we see the world from a different perspective, they really just love sucking their own dicks.
yeah.
It's
So you're saying you like the Oscars when it was like Kings of L.A., like Weinstein and Kevin
yeah,
Spacey.
yeah, when Hollywood meant something.
Yeah,
you know?
right. That's when it meant something.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's true. It is just a big dick-sucking competition.
Unless Top Gun wins, in which case I'm back in on Hollywood.
Yes.
I'm Mr. Hollywood at that point.
Speaking of movies, Cocaine Bear comes out pretty soon.
Okay, good to know.
Definitely gonna be an Oscar nominee.
My other cool throne is RG3 because he's a girl dad.
Yes.
Greta had her lovely daughter, so congratulations to the happy couple. So she was in labor for 3 weeks when Robert Griffin had to leave the college football playoff semifinal. Thanks to Southwest Airlines for somehow getting him a flight out of there.
Yep.
That day, I think he's
That was
the only person in America that flew on Southwest that week.
Yep.
So he got home, thankfully, just in the nick of time to be there with Greta as she started being in labor for 3 weeks, and they just had a beautiful daughter. So happy to see that at RG3. Good job, buddy.
That's huge. That's huge. Healthy daughter. We're ready to go. RG3. There's a long flight around the world to get to that Southwest. All right, my hot seat is my age. And PFT, you're only turning 28, but my birthday is coming up on birthday week's next week. But it has nothing to do with my birthday because birthdays are stupid. It's that I was watching Monday Night Raw, the 30th anniversary last night, and DX came out, Degeneration X came out, and they are old, and it was sad. And it's like the one thing that will show you your age is when your favorite wrestlers or favorite porn stars get old, and you're like, what happened to time? It's bad.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit me. It was like nostalgia, but then they hobbled out there, and I was like, oh man, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, I remember when I saw Ron Jeremy a couple weeks ago. It really threw me for a loop.
Yeah. It's
that-
not great.
Did they have X-Pac out there?
They did. X-Pac was out there.
I can't imagine that X-Pac aged well.
No, he is not. Wrestlers don't age well.
No, they don't. That's fine.
No.
You know what? They give their all. They're like a star that burns bright for a short amount of time. They're like a supernova.
Triple H looked the best because he's been able to stay on the WWE TRT all these years. But yeah, it was nice to see. It was nice to hear the music, have that nostalgia wash over me, and then I was like, damn, I'm old.
Is the WWE just not selling to the Saudis? Was that just a hoax?
Yeah, it seems like it.
It was some sort of rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but I know their stock price went way up.
Yeah.
Just from being linked to MBS.
So
part of my take is in negotiations with Mohammed bin Salman.
we have talked to him.
to sell the podcast. So
Yes.
if you want to advertise with us, rates just went up.
Yes. And then my cool throne is pickleball. The new professional pickleball league is coming Thursday. Is the first game. Who's the guy on our team? On the DC team?
Sam Querrey, AWL.
All right.
we
So,
go.
and Stella Blue is a sponsor on the DC pickleball team jersey.
We actually
kind of cool.
I think we helped to name their team.
Yeah.
They were looking for a team name, and we said, "What about the DC pickleball team?"
Yeah. And they're like, God damn, that's
we
genius.
love it. So I don't really know anything about pickleball. I do know that when we play against LeBron's team,
Or KD's team. No, KD,
he's on our team.
he's
isn't
on
he?
our team, yeah.
I think we're co-investors.
Shit, I think that means he has to drink some Stella Blue.
I also may have just made that up. about
Yeah,
KD.
I know. I think Verlander and Kate Upton are DC pickleball team founders.
I love Kate Upton.
I do too. So check
the
it
team
out.
has a 23.08 team duper.
Duper. What's a duper?
Dynamic Universal Pickleball rating.
Okay, so and then the first games are Thursday. Where can you watch, Jake? I think the championships are going to be on regular
I saw something with
TV.
ESPN or CBS getting rights to it.
So I'm looking at the jersey right now. Stella Blue Coffee on the back of the jersey. Look at that. Query, Bates, all the names. So I'm excited. It looks cool. Pickleball's the next up. We're going to be playing pickleball in Arizona, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Sport of the future.
Hell yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
be me and PFT versus Hank and Jake. We are
Never played before, but it looks
heavy
fun.
underdogs,
Heavy.
but heavy favorites in the hearts and minds of the
Heavy.
AWL.
What does that mean, Hank?
For coming out looking good in this video because
You're heavy squared underdogs.
Hank and Jake's gonna moan and Hank's gonna take it too seriously, and everyone's gonna be like,
I've
"Fuck
never
this guy."
played.
Now you're gonna.
Are
moan.
you saying you're not gonna moan?
I'll moan.
Yeah,
Grunt.
exactly. You're
Grunt.
gonna moan. You're gonna moan. You're gonna moan. So
I mean,
check it out.
But like you also could have set the teams. And you
I know. I want to
chose-
ride with my guy.
Yeah, I mean it's
But
fine.
yeah, that's fine.
We also
PFT and I are
have.
guys.
We got old man strength.
right.
You wouldn't know about that.
You wouldn't know about that.
You're right.
Yeah, you're a little boy.
Still my 20s.
Not for long.
Still am.
Wow, Hank's gonna be 30. Isn't that crazy?
It's tough.
That is tough. I've known you for the entirety of your 20s.
Yeah.
Do you have your first gray hair yet?
Uh,
I thought I saw a gray in your beard.
no, not my beard. I've gotten haircuts though, and I've looked down and been like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't think it's official though. I'm not big cat status.
Okay.
All right, that was DC Pickleball, Stella Blue
Yeah,
Coffee.
what do you mean? I'm not. That's
no,
not
that's
a
fine. That's fine. No, that's fine.
factor. I mean,
I did see a picture from like 5 years ago with 0 gray hairs, so it has just come on like an onslaught. Billy, your hot seat cool throne.
That chat AI bot, Chat GPT, it passed the Wharton MBA exam.
What? Wait.
AI is able to get an MBA.
Oh, the one who writes blogs.
Yeah.
Okay,
The one
got
that
it.
Billy uses.
Yeah.
Billy's robot slave
I
just
actually
graduated from
haven't-
business school.
Congratulations. Do you guys have graduation gifts for him? No, but I don't actually use that to write blogs.
Just a
anymore.
few times.
It was just twice.
So wait, it got an
Just-
MBA.
Yeah, it passed the exam.
So that shows how stupid an MBA is,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck your business degree. That's what I always
Throw it
say.
in the trash.
You know what they should do? Well, you know what? This actually is scary to me because it's reached the point where it can now pass, a high level degree program. So at what point is it? It feels like it's about to figure out that it's a robot pretty soon. It's about to become self-aware is what I'm saying. Like, if it's already good enough to answer these open-ended questions, how many more revisions of it, how many more, iterations of them releasing this software is it going to take until it realizes it's a robot, and then we're all fucked?
Ooh,
It
good
seems like
question.
that's a very dangerous place that we're coming up to here.
Well, Microsoft just bought it for like $10 billion, and they're charging $42 a month for it.
So Bill Gates has it now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. He probably doesn't want to do anything bad with it.
And my cool throne
He probably just bought it so that he could write love poems to his high school girlfriend.
True. My cool throne is the East River. The video Donnie and I
Yes.
did is probably out by now. If you're listening to this, go tune in on Donnie Does His YouTube. It should be out if you're listening to this.
Wonton
on
Don YouTube.
Wonton
Come on,
Don.
Billy.
Wonton Don.
What is it? Donnie does YouTube. It's probably some.
No, it's his old YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Wonton Don.
Wonton
YouTube.
Don. And it will be out Tuesday at 8 p.m., but you'll probably be listening to this on Wednesday.
Let's
Love it.
go. It's going to be a
So,
good video.
Check it
right?
out. It's sick. I mean,
We're gonna get to see the bottom of the East River, right?
yeah,
We're going to get to see the bone that you pulled out.
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome that you guys got to do that.
What's
Sounds
the-
like you had a good team behind you.
What's the
It was
status of the
amazing.
Chiefs video?
Chiefs video. We're going through some edits right now. Evan's looking through the footage as we speak.
Oh, okay.
And we're sitting down to do some serious, construction.
You got a lot of construction. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a lot of projects
I know.
going on right now.
What about the New York media versus Jets
Yeah,
quarterback?
that's coming up soon.
Oh,
Next
okay.
week. It's
All
on my
right.
docket.
Oh, it's next
You're
week.
going to put it out next week?
next week.
Next week I will be working on it.
Sometimes Billy just says words,
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Oh shit, why did I say that word?
that was a
Super Bowl.
mistake.
That was the wrong
Super
word."
Bowl week.
Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week is coming out.
That's awesome.
It's gonna
He'll
be.
be working on it Super Bowl week.
Okay,
It
got it.
will be. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Unless I get another
Well, it's
new
not in progress
project. No,
You'd have to
it's
start it.
actually in progress. I did a little work on it.
You did.
Yeah,
but
What-
the progress was
I have a
stopped.
premise.
What's the premise?
There's a paper that relates to what's going on now. It
Wait.
has to do with large corporations and CEOs.
You have a premise, but the premise was that was already explored on this podcast.
And
Yeah,
also
but I
you
wrote a
just-
blog.
You found another article about this same thing, so you're just gonna plagiarize that?
Well, it's called quotation
Okay.
and reference.
I'd like to see the
I'm
gonna put the-
biblioteca.
the bibliography together.
Yeah.
Works cited.
It sounds.
An annotated bibliography I'll put in.
Oh,
wow.
okay. Well, now you're
Yeah.
just making more promises. that you won't
MLS
fulfill.
format.
MLS, MLIA.
I like APA.
Nice.
So if we could convert that to APA, that'd
We
be
can
great.
put it in APA and Chicago.
Okay.
So what's interesting about this is Billy's going to be really working on the script for it at exactly the same time that ChatGPT, the AI program, comes back online. I just wanted to point that out.
The script for what? Oh, the Jets. The
Yeah.
Jets thing.
Do you know what was the best back in the day is just playing with all the formatting for every single paper you ever had to write, like indenting the sides, doing the space between the paragraphs. You could make like a 3-page paper into a 5-page paper.
Here's the biggest cheat. You get the periods. You make the periods like 10 sizes larger, and it makes it.
Is it obvious
longer.
though?
No, it's not obvious at all.
You make the periods 10 size, so you have giant dots at the end of
But,
it.
but the thing is,
That's the most obvious thing ever.
That
No,
feels
but
like
like it
very
does-
obvious.
but it looks like a font thing.
And it probably also doesn't even make that much of a difference if just a period is big.
No. If you have like a 10-page paper or like a 9-page
and you
paper,
just change all the periods.
and you just Command F the periods and then jack them all up.
Your periods are on
But if they're like
steroids?
at 12,
That's
12,
amazing.
if you jack it up from like 12 to like 18 for the periods, it's gonna make it longer.
Damn. The more you know.
Wow. I
Dude,
just always
hit the
me-
commas too while you're at it.
I just always mess with the margins.
Yeah, the margins, the indentation.
Yeah.
You'd also do you add numbers to each page. That will give you a couple lines away.
Oh,
so this is the best.
Oh, at the end of a page, you can hit the return button like 2 extra times
Yeah.
and then resume what you were thinking on the next page, and nobody will ever be like, wow, that's a lot of space left at the bottom of this
Yeah,
page.
and it's
Footnotes.
great to like think about doing all that stuff when you could have just tried a little harder, but no.
No,
Come on. No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
I actually think that one of the best
It's in
things
God's
that,
hands
that
now.
college
Yeah.
teaches
That was my
you,
general
college
outlook.
teaches you how to get better at cheating
Wait,
and how to get better at like fudging assignments, which is most of the brain activity you're going to be using as an adult in the workforce.
yes. Wait, Hank, when you would turn in an assignment, you would just say it's in God's hands now?
Yeah, well, I would not give myself enough time, and then I'd be up the night before just trying to get it done and then trying to finagle ways to make it longer. Never give myself enough time to edit it properly, usually, and then it would get time for the deadline, and then
It's
in God's hands. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Would you say a little prayer as you hand it in?
I just feel like, pray they don't read it or like something happens. There's a
Yeah.
fire in the building.
Spill coffee all over it? Yeah. All right, Jake. Hot seat, cool throw.
I didn't graduate college.
Our
Neither
league,
did Kobe.
No.
we're team in the Major League Pickleball, which is Tennis Channel. There's another league that just got.
Oh,
CBS
okay.
and ESPN.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
Tune into Tennis Channel
Tennis channel.
for the MLP.
I love that. I have the tennis channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
My hot seat is our childhoods.
Oh.
Splash Mountain and Disney just closed.
Oh.
After 30 years.
Not my childhood. I never went to Disney.
Majority of people
I
listen.
did Disneyland.
I never went. Oh,
closing
wait,
there,
in,
too.
In LA?
Yeah.
I went to that once too.
I think it hasn't closed yet there, but I
No.
think it's closing.
People would like that. I would get like chirped for that.
I did not. I went to Universal Studios.
Yeah.
I just realized that. I never. Yeah, we never went to Disney World, Disneyland. I always felt a little left out, but now, like, as I see people do it with kids, I'm like, I get what my parents were thinking. Like, this would suck.
Are you
For
gonna,
them.
Are you going to do it?
No, no, hell no, hell no. Universal Studios, maybe. No Disney World, no Disneyland.
They're both great.
No.
I'm a Florida
not,
kid too, so like
but I'm not
that's our
standing
backyard.
in line for
Universal
hours
was my
and
bar
hours.
mitzvah theme.
That's sick. What was part of it?
So like every
Who was
table
the
was a
guest?
different ride.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Who are the guest mascots?
that's not a thing.
Oh,
Ju-
like celebrities, like like
Spider-Man. Did
Did you
Spider-Man
do
show up?
Jurassic Park ride?
Yeah,
That's I remember doing.
Yeah.
I vividly remember doing. I never saw the movie, but I remember doing.
You
that
go
ride.
down,
It
the
was
T-Rex
awesome.
is gonna
Yeah.
eat you, and then
yeah,
oof.
that was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Splash-
Splash Mountain, they're rebranding.
Were you
it.
Disney World kid?
Everything about Splash Mountain is just like pretty basic. It's just it's like a roller coaster water slide. I was not. I had theme parks that were in Virginia that I used to go to, so my parents would never be like, "We're gonna go to Florida. We've got a perfectly good roller coaster in the backyard."
So you never went to Disney World?
I may have gone when I was like 2 or 3.
Okay, that doesn't
It
count.
doesn't count. I don't.
Isn't like Busch Gardens near there?
There's one in
Yeah,
Tampa.
yeah. We got Busch
yeah,
Gardens.
Six Flags.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Busch Gardens. We got Paramount's King's Dominion that I used to go to all the time. Get a nice airbrush T-shirt and a funnel cake.
I'm happy with the fact that I was never a Disney World kid.
I almost died at Disney World.
Really?
Yeah, I was the youngest
Oh,
of
God
4.
damn it.
I just walked out of the hotel and jumped in the pool. Didn't know how to swim.
What a badass!
That's pretty sick.
You're a fucking moron, but you're also badass.
Some random 6-year-old came and saved me.
Oh
And then-
wow, what a beta! 6-year-old had
Well,
to say. How old were
I
you?
was like
older than
3.
You were 16.
Yeah, so RIP Splash Mountain. My cool throne is Cooperstown. By the time this is out, we'll have our answers on Baseball Hall of Fame. So I want to read quickly and get your guys yes or no to see if we're right.
Okay.
Dan Heron.
You
Yes.
ready? Carlos Beltran,
Yes.
Sure.
Todd Helton,
Yes.
No.
Manny Ramirez,
Yes.
Scott Rowland.
Yes.
No.
No.
You guys are being generous.
No.
No, everyone's a yes.
This is my opinion, or this is what I think will happen, not what I think myself. But getting in the MLB is hard.
Really hard.
Manny
75%.
probably won't, but he should be.
It's Billy
Manny
Wagner.
almost definitely
No.
won't.
Yes.
Andy Pettit.
No. Billy Wagner, just because I think of that home run he gave up in Houston.
Andy Pettit.
Remember
Yes.
that one? No, that was Brad Lidge.
Yeah.
That was Brad
Yeah.
Lidge.
No.
Andy Pettit.
Pettit and Ramirez are hard because of the steroids.
But Pettit apologized for steroids, so it's different.
Yeah, I think
you
that,
got to know the rules.
I think everybody that's nominated should get into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Andrew Jones,
Yeah.
Gary Sheffield,
Yeah.
No.
I mean, best swing,
Yeah.
best pre-swing.
Torrey Hunter,
No,
Yeah. No, he was great at defense.
he was great at defense.
Jeff Kent,
No, he's the one. I'm going to vote no on Jeff Kent.
and then lastly,
Andrew Jones was like better at defense.
A-Rod.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And then maybe
yes.
some wild cards, but those are the most.
You can't have
likely, I
Manny
think.
in and not A-Rod in.
I can.
What
my
are your
vote,
rules?
It's Hank's ballot.
Well, we'll see tonight.
And Barry's not on there.
This is,
The newcomers.
I think most of them are newcomers.
Oh, that will actually be interesting. If
I can read the
A-Rod-
full list if you want.
I would imagine
but-
he's not going to get in, but I mean, what is he like? Was he
Wait,
third?
Bonds isn't on the thing.
Is he third or fourth all time in home runs?
I think, so the rules are.
Manny barely did steroids.
Well, no, he never got caught with. He just got caught with stuff that covers up
the
steroids.
steroid blockers.
Yeah. He was taking like estrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pregnancy
HCG.
pills.
Yeah.
So with Barry, I think he's not on the ballot anymore because in baseball the rules are like you have to hit a certain threshold and stay above a certain threshold, and if you don't, then you just drop off for forever.
Yeah, there's like 30 guys on this list, but I think those are the most
I
popular.
mean, that's why this whole thing is a joke. The best player of all time is not in the fucking.
That's what I'm saying. Just let everybody in. I don't.
So we'll see.
I do not care any longer. They've ripped my childhood from me, which was caring about the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Maybe it'll be 0 again. Didn't that happen recently?
That always rocks.
Yeah.
It's just funny that baseball writers take themselves so seriously.
Oh, it's Tom Verducci. We just need all these guys to die, and then maybe we can get the real players in the Hall of Fame who deserve to be in there. Okay, let's get to Stephen A. Smith. Should we do it? Let's do it. PFT, you got a quick word from our sponsor?
Our good friend Stephen A. Smith is brought to you by Bolero. It's the world's largest owner and operator of bowling centers, over 300 locations throughout the U.S., currently located in 32 states. Bolero is known for reinventing one of America's oldest pastimes into a new and unforgettable experience with modern and beautifully designed venues, premium signature cocktails, and a creative menu. Bolero is the perfect spot for a night out, whether you're celebrating a birthday, feeling competitive, or if you just want to have a good time. Bolero is the go-to destination for an unforgettable and bold experience. We love Bolero. They are going to be hosting the bowling live stream. January 31st, tune in. We're going to be at a Bolero, and you can enjoy a guaranteed spot on the lanes when you reserve a lane or book an event at a Bolero near you. Visit Bolero.com. That's BOWLERO.com. Use promo code Barstool Bowl. Get 15% off your reservation. This offer is only valid through the month of February. Again, we're going to be at a Bolero January 31st. Tune in. You can get 15% off your reservation when you sign up for Bolero. Go to Bolero.com. Use promo code Barstool Bowl. 15% off through the month of February. And now here he is, Stephen A. Smith.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very special guest. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen A. Smith. In studio, he has a new book out. It's called Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes. I love the title, by the way.
Thank you.
Let's start there. First of all, thank you. We're so happy you're here. The name of the show is Pardon My Take, which we took from Pardon the Interruption and First Take, so
Right.
we appreciate that.
We got sued about that
Yeah.
temporarily.
Yeah.
They
Gotcha.
wrote us a cease and desist letter.
Yeah.
Lord.
And we wrote them a cease and desist letter back saying
Wow.
cease and desist, sending us cease and desist
Yeah.
letters. But it
And
got
y'all got away with that.
Yeah,
good
you helped
start.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
good publicity.
Yeah, it was great. So we've been doing it for 7 years now. So we owe some gratitude to you. But let's talk about the book first. So, what made you decide to write a book right now? Like, what was the moment? Like, hey, I have enough stories now. Because I imagine you're a guy who's got a lot of stories.
The thing is that I first of all, sports books themselves, they've never moved me. And I knew that if I wrote a book, the first order of business was going to be that it needed to be about me. And the reason why it needed to be about me is because the seat that I sit in, where you're literally starting off people's day and you're tackling issues and you're tackling people pertaining to those issues, I felt like if I'm going to do that, folks have a right to know a little something about me, where I come from, what I've been through, my thought process, how it's come to be, my perspectives, how I reached them, the kind of trials and tribulations I've endured. Not every single thing that I've gone through in my life, because nobody tells all their business, at least I'd hope not. But I think that for the most part, just doing enough to give an accurate depiction to the public at large about who you are, what you're all about, where you come from, the kind of trials and tribulations you've endured, when you've been knocked down, how you've reacted to it, particularly in the world of sports, because there's winners and losers.
Yeah.
And there's adversity everywhere. And if you're writing about what people should handle and how they should do things and why they should do it this way and all of that stuff, who the hell are you to be quiet when it comes to yourself? So I thought about writing this book years ago when I got fired from ESPN in 2009. Not then, but after they brought me back in 2011, because there were an abundance of people that wanted me to write my book, because I eventually was going to have to talk about ESPN in the book.
Right.
But my mother God rest her soul, she passed away in 2017 after a long battle with cancer. She was diagnosed with cancer in 2011. And Mom said, "You will not write this book as long as I'm alive."
You got to listen to that.
Because she knew
Yeah.
that I was going to talk about my relationship with my father. Because celebrating her, I had to point out the trials and tribulations she endured. And in order to do that, it inevitably took me to my father.
Mm-hmm.
She knew I would do that and did not want to be on this earth when that information was released, because she was a very, very private person. So she gave me her blessing to write the book under one condition, and that was she was dead and gone.
So this book is, I mean, it means a lot to you, I would assume, because that's there, like you said, a lot of private, conversations, your relationship with your father. What's if people are buying this book, and you should go buy it right now. It's out right now, Straight Shooter. What's the one thing you hope people will take away from it? Like, they thought of Stephen A. this way, and then they read the book, and they're like, no, he's a little bit different than I thought.
There's always somebody out there rooting for you and looking to give you a helping hand if you're willing to go for it yourself. And I'm a guy, I'm a black dude that's outspoken. At times I've been called militant and stuff like that, and people find themselves shocked, and it's like, oh my God, I mean, you see him with Sean Hannity, or you see him with these folks, or you see him taking issues and black folks don't agree with him or whatever. Well, I'm a fair-minded dude, and I'm one of those people that I don't give a shit who you are. If you right, you right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you wrong, you wrong. And I have, as much as I love my blackness to the core, and I love my community to the core, and I side with us most of the time, sometimes if we're wrong and y'all are right, I'm going to say so. And sometimes things ain't about race, and it ain't about bigotry, and it ain't about prejudice and all of these other things. It's just about somebody having more facts and being right, and their perspective is right on compared to yours. And I'm a fair-minded enough dude to be able to point that out about anybody. And so for me, that has opened the floodgates for people to be receptive to me, want to engage in dialogue, want to have conversation, which has helped propel me to where I am today.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for having that kind of mentality and believing that there were people who were fair-minded and decent out there, and that I could trust them to at least be that, then who knows where that kind of narrow-mindedness would have prevented me from traveling.
Yeah.
You can also get a lot more nuance out when you're writing a book, I would imagine. You can take your time, really delve into what your thoughts are on a subject, expand on that a little bit. On TV, you have this window that you have to hit, and you know that you have to be a showman inside that window as well, which, I mean, you are one of the all-time great showmen when it comes to being on television. When you're writing a book, did you struggle at all with how do I keep that same, entertaining persona that people love to watch?
The book wasn't about entertainment at all. The book was about substance, and it was about getting right to the heart of the matter. I opened up the book talking about losing my mother. I came out swinging with my emotions because I wanted to send a message immediately. This was not a sports book. This was a book about me. This was my memoir. And so for me, I wasn't trying to entertain. I was trying to make sure that I touched on the issues that had happened in my career, the controversies that I had been involved in, the trials and tribulations that I experienced, because I wanted people to see that when I'm on the air going off about what a dude should do and why and what they need to watch out for and what minefields and pitfalls they've got to navigate themselves around or over or through or whatever the case may be. My positions and my perspective come from a certain place, and I wanted to showcase all of those things to the world. And that's why I wrote the book.
Yeah.
That's great. And I mean, just your name in general, Stephen A. Smith, it carries like a certain weight to it. It's a great name. It's like Stephen A. Smith. It sounds like a writer. Sounds like somebody that knows what they're talking about. Have you always been Stephen A. Smith, or was there a time when you were Stephen Smith and then you decided, I'm going to throw the A in there?
Nah, man, I was always Steve or Steven until I was in college. And remember, I got left back in the third grade, the June of my third grade elementary school. And then I got promoted back to my right grade because I had a first grade reading level. I got promoted back to the right grade that September. I went to the fourth grade that September, completed the fourth grade, still had a first grade reading level at the end of that year, and got left back again. And this time it was for the whole year. And so for me, when I fast forward to my years in college, I'm graduating as an honor roll student. I'm writing for the school newspaper. And this guy that got left back, not once but twice because he had reading comprehension issues, suddenly is a writer and a reporter. And there was no one as great as my sister Linda was in helping me to read, and a family friend around the corner named Tiver who helped me to read. There was no one more deserving of my gratitude than my mother. Mm-hmm. And my mother named me Stephen Anthony Smith, and I always hated my name because I hated how it was spelled. I wish it was spelled with a V instead of a PH, because when she'd get mad, she'd call me Stephen, and I hated that name, Stephen, growing up. This is before Steph Curry.
Yeah, I was going to say, now it's a pretty cool name.
Now it's a pretty cool name, but back then it wasn't. And so because she named me and she believed in me, I added the A to my byline as a tribute to her. My very first byline as a reporter at the News Argus on Winston-Salem State University's campus newspaper, it said Stephen A. Smith. It was a tribute to my mother. And then obviously as I grew into business, everybody says Stephen A.
Stephen A.
And it stuck.
So
a great name.
I want to talk to you about your college career real quick because so you started at FIT right here, right?
Yes, I did.
And then you transferred to Winston-Salem.
Yep.
Now, you're going to have to look me in the eye and tell me this actually happened. Your tryout for the basketball team. Mm-hmm. You hit 17 threes in a row?
17 straight threes.
17 threes in a row in your tryout?
Never before since.
This was a scrimmage?
No.
Okay. You're just shooting.
No.
Yeah.
What happened was that a guy by the name of Harold Funny Kit used to go to Winston-Salem State University in the 70s after Earl of Pearl Monroe left. And he was still tightly associated with the school and tightly associated with Clarence Big House Gaines, who was the legendary coach down there, helped with John McClendon to integrate the sport of basketball. You know, the Duke players that played against the black players on campus in the middle of the night when no one knew about it, they played a role in being responsible for that game being organized and played. And so what happened is that he told Coach Gaines he had a player for him to see. And Coach Gaines had him bring me down there on a weekend. And I went out on the court, and before I stepped out on the court, Coach Gaines looked at me, and then he looked at him. He said, "Is this the little motherfucker you've been bragging about?" You know, and he said, "That's him." And Funny Kid looked at me afterwards, and he said, "I got you here. You're on your own now. Handle your business." And I went out on the basketball court, and I was passing the ball, just running, rotation offense, stuff like that, running around, passing the ball. I hadn't shot. I was just trying to get warmed up. Coach Gaines halted practice. He looked at me, 6'6", 280 pounds, but he was sleeping. He was sitting on the bleachers. He said, "Come here." He said, "Didn't Funny say that you was a shooter?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, shoot the fucking ball, damn it." And I went out there. And I hit 17 straight.
17 threes?
17 straight three-pointers. I couldn't miss.
That's
I couldn't
incredible.
miss. And when I did that, he signed me to a scholarship on the spot.
That's incredible.
And that's what
And do you ever like think back, like, you know, maybe daydreaming, like, man, remember when I hit 17 straight threes?
Oh, hell yes. I never did it since. Of course I dreamed about it. You know, no question about it. I was healthy that day. My knees weren't hurt. I hadn't cracked my kneecap in half and halted any kind of unforeseen dreams that I may have had or whatever the case may be. But that was my shining moment because it was immense pressure. I went down there to get a basketball scholarship.
Yeah.
And the pressure was on, and I showed up, and I handled my business.
So, like, I think some people don't realize because you're such a star now and you're on TV every single day and you're on every program. You got radio, you got podcasts, everything.
Yeah.
No Mercy podcast, check it out. They don't realize that you grinded for a very long time as a beat reporter.
Yeah.
Do you miss that? Like
No.
Okay.
I don't miss it.
But was it obviously, you know, being able to be a beat reporter for that many years, I would assume gave you a ton of training into having opinions and knowing how players interact and everything.
It gave me that. It gave me contacts, networks, resources that I still have to this very day. I'm forever connected to the NBA community because of the work that I did all of those years as a beat writer. So that is true. And do I miss? I miss being at the games. I miss being inside those locker rooms because, I miss that because when I was there, I wasn't guessing about anything. I was connected to every story. I reported when I wanted what I wanted to report it, but I knew everything. I knew where all the bodies lied because I was that connected to the teams. And so because of that, the relationship that you cultivate are invaluable and they last a career and all of that stuff is true. I don't miss like having to be on the road 200 plus days out of the year. I don't miss covering shoot around practices and during the daytime. I don't miss having to go to meaningless games.
Yeah.
The big games I never get tired of. But the meaningless games, you know, if you're the 76ers and, you know, you're playing Detroit or you playing, you know, I don't know. I'm
The
trying
Wizards.
to the Wizards or somebody. Yeah, whatever. You think about the cities that you want to go to. You ain't thinking about the teams, you know.
Yeah.
And so, and my career's changed. I mean, what's hard? I think the thing for me that's hard right now, to sort of like piggyback and add to the question that you asked, was that I wish I could just go to any game.
Yeah.
But now, I'm more popular than 95% of the players.
Yeah.
And so because of that, it's a challenge. I have to go really early or I have to go really late.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to leave really early or leave really late just not to be mobbed. You know, and I say that with affection. People usually don't bother me. They're not heckling me. They want a picture. They want an autograph. They want to debate or all of that stuff. And I don't debate for free, so I ain't doing that. But
I just came up with a great business model.
Yeah,
for you, by the way.
pay.
How much?
But they do that. But I'm just saying, you have some guys that never want to go to games. They just want to sit in front of the microphone and talk, or on camera and talk, and that's fine because the business allows for that. I'm one of those dudes that like to go to the games.
Yeah.
I like to talk to people I have to talk about. I'm not running from anybody. And I hate the fact that I can't get to games as much as I used to, but my schedule just won't allow it because of all the obligations I have.
I mean, you're the hardest working man in show business. Do you have a personal life?
Oh, I have a personal life.
Yeah. What's it like when you're off the clock?
That's not a concern.
Well, I mean,
I'm good.
We know you're
There was
a
a-
bottom
I'm
feeder.
good.
there was a.
Well, you know what? My definition of a bottom feeder wasn't what other people's was. They were like, "Do you know what that is?" I was just talking about somebody with a fat ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
that's what I was
exactly.
talking about.
I knew what
That's
you were
what
saying.
that's what I was talking about. But yeah, I live well.
That's good. That's good to
I
hear.
live well.
There was a blog that was on Barstool Sports. Our good friend Coley wrote it and said Stephen A. Smith is horny at all hours of the day. And you read that aloud on your show. You said
crazy.
You said not every hour, maybe one or two.
I said maybe not every hour. Not every hour, maybe one or two. Yeah.
Yeah, when are the freak hours for Stephen A. Smith? When does that come
That's
out?
healthy. What I'm saying to you is this: if you're a man, you should appreciate that because when you stop being horny altogether, you got problems.
Yeah, that's true. You got to see a doctor.
That's a fact.
It wasn't to say that, oh my goodness, I'm walking around just horny or whatever.
Yep.
It's to say that, wait a minute, I'm still active. I'm still flowing. There's still blood circulating. I'm good.
Yes,
That's what that was meant to me.
Thank you, because I'm not going to name any names, but there's some people in this room that shame other people in this room, and they bonk them and they say, hey, you're too horny. I'm just a red-blooded American man.
Yeah.
No, you ain't got nothing to do with American. You're a man. I don't
true.
give a damn whether you're from Russia, Ukraine,
Yeah.
Iraq, Iran, rape, Saudi Arabia. It don't matter where you're from. You're a man. You want to feel that way.
That's right.
You want to feel that
Testosterone,
blood
baby.
flowing through your veins.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. There's nothing wrong with it.
By the way, I should
As long
have.
as you know how to act.
Yeah, exactly. I should have started this show by saying congratulations because Monday was a huge day for you.
Yes,
and
it was.
I mean, and we
It was
have
beautiful.
Hank is a diehard Cowboys fan, so he had to sit here. He had his Dak Prescott jersey on. He had his jean shorts, his whole thing. Are those the best days? Like when you have a take that like when it comes, to fruition. And like I can cash in this take. You got a little extra pep in your step going in the studio.
Yeah, because Michael Irvin helps
Yeah.
because he's so outrageous, that the opportunity to humble him was a beautiful, beautiful moment. But I tell you, it's like, we got a sports show. It's everybody's job when you're doing this business to entertain to some degree. But let me tell you something. I'm not bullshitting when I talk about Cowboy fans. I mean what I say about
him
them.
right there.
I
He
mean,
believed it.
They are the most delusional, disgusting fan base in American history.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what happens to them.
Yeah.
You give it 15 minutes. all right, we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
We're going to win the Super Bowl next year. You know we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? It's just nauseated. They don't take any time to smell their stench, which is why it's so enjoyable when they lose over and over and over again. It's a really, really beautiful thing. And so, to me, I'm not joking. I mean it when I say it. But in the same breath, I know that First Take is a lot more than that, and so I'm cool with it. I love those moments. Nobody gives me those moments, but I have a lot of good moments.
That's like your Super Bowl though, when they get eliminated.
It is for me.
In such
For me.
pathetic fashion too.
For me.
And when everything that you said, like we had to take this year, I'm sure you've had similar thoughts about Kirk Cousins and how his season was inevitably going to end, and we were right down to the exact play that it was going to end on. We did the victory lap to end all victory laps that Monday. But for you to have Dak Prescott go out there, and he tried to throw 6 interceptions.
He tried.
Yeah.
He tried.
He
his
really
hardest.
tried.
He
tried.
really
He made a
did.
concerted effort to do that. He really did.
And
he really did.
And with that,
they'll know it.
The last play that they had was just the coup de grace, the perfect ending.
It's like,
to
really?
the season.
Really?
That's your Super Bowl.
You need a touchdown, man. You're playing against the top defense in the NFL, and you just going to throw like a 5-yard pass. It's like, really? You just can't make it up, man. And this is after a year earlier you couldn't get the ball off for 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't get that ball.
Beautiful thing. And
can't make it
he
up.
literally, Hank thinks, like he thought this was the year. He thought this was the year.
They always do.
Yeah, it's
they
crazy.
always do.
He's
And
already
that
talked
is-
himself into
that
next
is
year.
that is the beauty of it all. It's like it's 27 years and counting. And I keep telling people, just be patient. They won't let you down. Just watch, no matter what you do. And I even pulled the trick this year. Keyshawn and Marcus Spears called me out on it this morning because they were absolutely right. They said, see, he did this because what happened is that the Cowboys can't stop listening to their fans. And the fans were a bit suspect about them because of last year. But then when they started playing well, I went and did my A-list and called the Dallas Cowboys the #1 team in the NFL.
That's smart.
Knowing that everybody would gravitate towards it.
Yes.
All their fans would gravitate toward it. They get bold. They start talking about what we were going to do. And as a result, the team would feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Mountain. And they would fold. And that's exactly what happened. It's a beautiful thing. It was a complete setup by me, I must admit.
Credit to you.
A great one.
You should get a lot of credit
It
for,
was a
for that
complete
loss.
setup by me, and I did it on purpose, and I love every second of it.
There's a genius to it because you set the expectation so high for him, knowing that anything besides Super Bowl, that's failure. I mean, you're the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen.
You're not out here playing for an NFC championship.
But it goes deeper than that. I looked at them this year, and I saw Micah Parsons leading that defense and Trayvon Diggs, and I said, these boys ain't no joke. And if their offense could get things together, they really, really could win it all. So what's the one thing that could disrupt them? Expectations. And I put them at #1.
There you go. So you've talked about running for president before. I'm not going to ask you about the potential presidency in your future, but if you were to become the president of the Dallas Cowboys and fix that team right now this offseason, how do you fix them?
I'd get Sean Payton.
Yep.
Even if I had to give up an asset to pick to get him, I'd get him because Dak Prescott is my most important player. I have to maximize his potential. And because I have to maximize his potential, who better to do it? Especially a coach that's a Super Bowl champion, that religiously had one of the more prolific offenses in football, that also, even though he had Alvin Kamara, didn't rely on the conventional running game to pull it off. He utilized Alvin Kamara in ways the Dallas Cowboys wished to utilize Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. And so when I think about it from that perspective, that's why I would say he's the man for the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If I can't get him, I'd probably put Quinn in at the position. But I don't really listen. They weren't perfect, but I really don't blame McCarthy for this loss as much as I blame Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott played like garbage, and Kellen Moore, there's just certain plays you can't call. Because you got to know who your quarterback is. And you got to move him out of the pocket. You got to get him on the move. You got to get him scrambling a little bit. You know, you got to do stuff like that. And he didn't do that. You got to utilize him the way the Eagles tend to utilize Jalen Hurts from time to time.
Some people are saying Cooper Rush would have won that game.
Well, you could say Cooper Rush would have won that game, but I don't think Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott. And Cooper Rush could beat a lot of teams. I don't know if he beats San Francisco. The one thing that I will say is this. San Francisco's defense is elite. At the end of the third quarter, they were tied 9-9. One thing I will say about Cooper Rush is he wouldn't have turned the ball over.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have been as effective as Dak Prescott, but he would have been safer.
Yep.
And the way that defense was playing, I think that's all you needed.
Yeah. So the opposite of the Cowboys take, because you were right, you set them up. It was beautiful. Do you get upset at yourself when you have a take that's wrong?
No.
Because remember, you did have a streak. Was it 2011 to 2017? You got every
six consecutive NBA Finals appearances wrong, but 6 consecutive.
and 2 of those were just the Cavs and the Warriors back to back.
Let me help y'all out with something.
And the Heat? You couldn't guess the Heat?
First order of business. I'm considered a veteran in this business. A lot of people look up to me and see what I've accomplished or whatever. Allow me to bestow y'all with lesson number 1.
Okay.
The beauty is in being wrong.
Yep.
It's showing that you're fallible, you're flawed.
Yeah.
You're human just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know how many people are boring as hell on television? Because they are literally so rigid because they're scared of being wrong.
It's true.
Tell me one person in the history of sports who's been right every time. There is no one.
Lenny Dykstra.
Everyone. No, please.
That was Stocks.
No, he
Yeah,
missed
that was-
one.
Oh, yeah, he did. He missed one.
one.
How
He's
about that?
503-1.
There you go.
All time.
I'm just telling you, it happens. It's no big deal. That's number 1. Number 2, let's analyze this. I picked Miami to lose to the Spurs, right? First of all, I picked LeBron in Miami to beat Dallas. I did not know that LeBron James wasn't going to be able to take Jason Terry.
I like this. Game 3. 8 points? 8 points in Game 3?
4 straight fourth quarters.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I picked the Spurs to beat Miami. What happens? Chris Bosh. I didn't know that Greg Popovich would take Tim Duncan out the damn game when all you needed was a rebound to secure a championship. And instead, Chris Bosh grabs the offensive rebound off a miss from LeBron and throws it out to Ray Allen, who hits it from the right corner. And ultimately, they win Game 6 and propel Game 7. I picked San Antonio to win that series in 6. Okay? I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yep.
Okay? All right? Next year, Dwayne Wade's hurt. Okay? That we didn't know that was going to happen. And then this is the biggie. And of all the predictions I made, I will never accept culpability for this. It's 2016. I picked the Golden State Warriors. Not only did I pick them to win in 5, I picked each game they would win. I said they would go into Cleveland. They would win the first 2 in Oakland. Okay? They would turn at the Oracle. They would turn around. They would lose Game 3. They would go to Game 4, if I remember correctly. Whatever the prediction, whatever way it went down, because I don't remember. I picked every game right, and I said they're gonna take them out in game. They're gonna take Game 4 in Cleveland, and they're gonna go back to Golden State, the Oracle, and win it in Game 5. Game 4, LeBron and them is about to lose the game. LeBron gets frustrated. He takes Draymond Green, throws him to the floor. Draymond Green gets up and flicks his hand at him or whatever the case may be. No technicals called. They're still playing the whole bit, but somehow, some way, revisionist history comes in, and the NBA decides to give LeBron James and Cleveland a stimulus package. Okay? They suspend Draymond for Game 5 because he had accumulated enough techs, right? Bogut gets hurt that game.
Yeah.
Iguodala gets hurt that game. So your 2 defensive cornerstones for that franchise got hurt in the Game 5 that Draymond was suspended in. And then obviously they lost the Game 6 when both LeBron and Kyrie had over 40. And then they won Game 7. My point is, y'all could talk to me. I don't give a damn. That is the one finals. that I will never accept being wrong about. Because the NBA suspended Draymond Green. They take them out in 5. They win that series in 5 games.
I love what you just did because you told us, it's okay to be wrong. Everyone's fallible. And then you went on to explain how you actually were right about all these.
I wasn't right about all of them. I just told
What kind
you.
of?
I
Tim
just told
Duncan
you-
should have been in the game.
I just told you. But I accepted defeats with all of them except the Draymond Green suspension.
Fair.
Also,
Fair.
because you didn't know that LeBron James couldn't deal with Jason Terry too.
Well,
Right.
listen, but my point is, but I accept it because that's stuff that happened
Yeah.
on a basketball court. But if you're the NBA suspended Draymond for something he didn't even receive a tech in.
Right.
Facts.
And then on top of it all, not only did he receive the tech, did he not receive the tech? You end up giving him the technical foul that would suspend him for the game.
Right.
No, I am not accepting that. All of those other things were on the basketball court. Popovich made his decision. LeBron didn't show up in the fourth quarter or whatever the case may be with these other things. But that one, no, that was the league office. No, hell no.
Can I ask you
I'm not accepting that.
Can I ask you a quick question about this? Do you know when you're like ramping up and you're like, I'm cooking? Because you were just cooking.
No, I'm just saying what I feel.
I love it.
I get caught in a moment.
You have a great style though. I've always admired this about you. I went to actually go see a taping of First Take live back in 2014, 2015, and watching you and Skip go back and forth was like a boxing match a little bit. And you've got this way where you get really loud, you start yelling, but then you get really soft and you make people lean in and you bring them in, and as they draw in, they start to listen to you. Then you just come back and you hit them over the top with like you crescendo and decrescendo, almost like an artist or like a composer. Do you do any of that consciously, or is that just how you've always been?
That's how I am, but I also am mindful that it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It
does.
definitely works.
Because what happens is that, first of all, when I was yelling all the time, I was high octane at the earlier parts of my career. Number one, I was coming across angry a lot of times when I wasn't mad at all. And so I had to be mindful of that and accept accountability for that and how other people were looking at me. I had to, instead of looking at people and thinking that they were wrong or they were stereotyping or whatever, I had to look at myself and say, wait a minute, they have a right to interpret how they want what they're seeing. It's my job to communicate in such a way that shows them I'm having a good time because I really was having a good time. That was one thing. But the other thing was my health. I kept developing acid reflux. Because the combination of how you use your voice and what you drink, most times now I'm drinking water. I was drinking soda all the time back then and stuff like that. That stuff has an effect on you. You'd be surprised how talking for a living can make you unhealthy because you're inhaling and exhaling. You're using your vocal cords. You're doing things. You're exercising the body in ways you don't even fathom.
Yeah.
And then you wake up one day and all of a sudden it's a little bit more difficult to get out of bed. It's a little bit more difficult to have that extra energy. It's a little bit more difficult to have that passion and that fervor and all of that stuff. And something is wrong. You don't even know. It's like, yo, what's going on? I don't feel right or whatever. Maybe it's something I ate. Maybe it's something I drank or whatever the case may be. But it's what you're doing to your body, because what you do in terms of how you use your throat, your vocal cords, your diaphragm, all of this other stuff, everybody doesn't do that every day. You think they do because they talk every day, but no, not like you, not like me. And so when you realize that, it's like, wait a minute. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm after the marathon, not the sprint. I got to be healthy, and I got to guard myself better.
It's good too, because the way that you vary it up, I think it makes, when you do get loud, it makes it more impactful.
Right.
People listen more.
Right.
Because of that change in it.
Yeah, but the thing about it also is that, listen, you know, in our business, there's a lot of people who truly, truly believe the definition of entertainment is showing people what you know. Excuse me. That's not true. How you communicate with them is what entertains them. Sure, you have to know what you're talking about for the most part. Doesn't mean you're flawless and you're not going to make mistakes, but for the most part, you got to know what you're talking about. But outside of that, it's how you communicate. I can't go on First Take talking like Shaq and expect people to watch. They're not going to watch that. They'll watch it on TNT at night with Barkley on the other end of the table and Kenny Smith with Ernie Johnson. But you're not going to watch First Take like that in the morning.
Yeah.
You're getting people up. You're getting them hyped about their day. You're starting off their day.
Yeah.
You got to be the spark plug. You got to be the engine that revs up when that key turns.
Yeah.
You can't leave that to somebody else.
Yeah.
And so I understand that, and that's how I come at it. That's how I come with it.
So first take, and we can cut this part because I want your honest take here.
have to cut anything.
No,
It's
we'll
all
cut it. We'll cut it when you profess what I think the answer is. So you've gone through, Max, and then you now have Mad Dog. You have different people. You miss Skip, right? You miss Skip. You miss going back and forth with Skip. You're bringing all these people in to just slay them. You miss the foil that was Skip Bayless.
First of all, you don't have to cut anything I say.
No, yeah, obviously.
I'm
but
just
you're
telling
gonna
you,
tell me.
and I would tell you this right now. I will always miss Skip. Skip is my guy. I love him. I don't always agree with him. I didn't agree with him when he was on the set with me. I don't agree with him sometimes that he's off the set with me and doing his own show. We've gone our separate ways. He's doing what he's doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll never root against him. I'll always be grateful to him for what he has done for my career, because there is no Stephen A. with First Take if it were not for Skip Bayless. He's the one that went to Jamie Horowitz and the bosses and fought for me to be on First Take with him. I owe him an incredible debt of gratitude, and I will never forget that. But at this stage and point in my life, I'm happier without him.
Okay.
I'm not going back. That's not what I want anymore. But it has nothing to do with a debate show. It's that I have other aspirations.
Yeah.
I've been named the executive producer of First Take. So I have that going on. I have my own production company, Mr. SAS Productions, where I want to produce scripted and unscripted content for TV and films. I have my own podcast, No Mercy, that I do 3 days a week. I've got a lot of aspirations. I want to do late night television one day, potentially succeed Jimmy Kimmel if at all possible.
That would be electric.
I did it once, and the day that I did it in August of 2021, and without any promotion, I was the second highest rated show behind Stephen Colbert. And so I look at it from that perspective. I have all these aspirations. A lot of times when people ask me questions about Skip, it's like, oh, do you miss him? Or, oh, don't you want to work with him again? First Take is great. Nobody can tell me that there's a better morning show than First Take. We have a great time. We're having a lot of fun. We got a lot of people with a lot of knowledge, and we understand what that letter E stands for with ESPN. It's entertainment, and we try to have a really, really good time. And there's a lot of great shows, and there's a lot of great talent out there. And I think what makes it great is that I've opened the floodgates for everybody to come on. I try to bring a lot of people on and to let them know, because I've been blessed and fortunate enough. Look, this ride has to end for me someday.
Don't say that.
And sometimes you get to a point where it's about your legacy. And what I mean by that is not about the show. The show's been number one for 11 straight years. It was number one the month after I arrived, and it's been number one every week, every month, every year ever since then. And I'm proud of that. But what would make me prouder is that one day when this ride ends and the show continues and there's a whole bunch of talent that's coming on the show, and they all looking and they like, my man Stephen A. got us here. He looked out for us. He put us in this position. Because guess what? You can't be the best forever. And you're not going to be number one forever. Sometimes even when you are number one, you just get tired and you want to do other things. And so for me, I love doing First Take. I can do it for a few more years, I guess. And I never want to leave sports. I just don't want to be limited to it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be limited to it, you will see me say goodbye to sports before somebody tells me that sports is all I'm allowed to do. I will never allow that to happen in my life again. It just doesn't do that for me if that's all I'm doing. And if I'm helping people along the way get themselves, if you listen to me, just think about it. You always hear me talking, and no one can tell me they don't hear me talking and I don't bring up other names and other talents. And it's not just for people that work with me. It's people at other networks. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to be doing this for.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing this for. I'm not supposed to be rooting against y'all. I don't want you to beat me. I want my show to be number one, but I don't want you to fail. I'm not supposed to be rooting against people. You're supposed to be rooting for guys to come up and do big things. That's what this is all about. There's room for a lot of us.
I like that.
Shine
And
the
that's my
spotlight.
attitude.
Yeah.
Put the spotlight on somebody else. It'll come back on you twice
Absolutely.
as bright. Now, all that said, I just really, I would personally really enjoy it if you did get back with Skip for maybe like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically the Dallas Cowboys get to a Super Bowl week.
Right.
Stephen A. versus Skip reunited. Now, there are some times when you do the Cowboys thing, when you gloat about how right you are about the Cowboys, I get the sense like, yeah, you're talking to Max or whatever the case might be, but you're thinking about Skip. You're like, I'm sending this message out to Skip. I know that Skip's watching, and I know he's just getting torn up by watching. Not at all?
My message is to those damn Cowboy fans that get on my nerves in the streets throughout America when I run into them. Old and young, black and white, Latino, Asian, Native American, Jewish, Gentile. It doesn't matter. Cowboy fans are everywhere. And no one gets on my nerves more than them. Mm-hmm. It's to them. I'm not thinking about Skip. I'm not thinking about other people that work at ESPN outside of Michael Irvin. I will think about Michael Irvin because he talks so much trash. And, Mr. Motivational. And then when they win in playoff games like they did against Tampa Bay, he in Jerry's booth hugging and kissing everybody and slapping high fives with the wives and the kids and all. It's just so annoying to see him do that. Yeah, I look forward to bringing him down, but that's because I look at him like I look at the pom-pom Cowboy fans out there.
That makes sense. Maybe the day LeBron James retires, you can have one final MJ versus LeBron.
Listen, man, I mean, if you talk about one final day with Skip Bayless, I'd welcome that any day of the week just to pay homage to what he's done for me.
And to beat him again.
And to beat him again.
Yeah,
I've always beaten him. I've always beat him.
You're undefeated
But
against
beat him
him, right?
again. I tell him, he ain't never beat me in a debate. But still in all, but it would be fun one final day, one final show, or something like that. But that's all. I mean, other than that, I'm good.
I respect what you're saying. You don't need to go back to recapture something that you had in the past. It might have been great. It might have been wonderful. The relationship might still be good to this day. You wish him nothing but the best, but you're doing other things. It would just be nice to have like a one-time event for maybe some of the kids that never got to see it. Like I grew up watching in the golden age, in my opinion.
Yeah,
of sports
but if they never got to see it, why would they care? See, you want to see it. You want it bad because you saw it.
Yeah.
If they never saw it, why would they care?
It would blow their minds. I mean, you are doing a special show with Mike and the Mad Dog, right?
Yes, I am.
So they're coming on First
Monday.
Take.
February 1st, yeah.
Are you guys going to take callers? You should take sports callers.
Wednesday,
on
sorry.
that show.
I doubt it. It's First Take.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not going to be callers. But I will tell you that Mike and the Mad Dog, I'm proud to have them on. Mad Dog, I love him to death. He's just hilarious to me. But in terms of Mike Francesa and Mad Dog, I have such respect for them. We are where we are in this business in large part because of them, what they established. And I know that, for anything that's going to be successful, we're usually targeting the younger demographic, and I understand that. But the young have to learn to respect those that need and deserve to be paid homage to.
I like that.
When you think about Francesa and Mad Dog, what talk radio became, what the podcast world ultimately morphed into, it's by and large because of Mike and the Mad Dog. They set the standard, and they opened the floodgates for advertisers and sponsors and networks to see this as an avenue of income to be created, which created jobs for a whole bunch of people throughout this country. What an incredible level of gratitude we owe them. And so for me, the fact that they wanted to come on First Take to reunite with one another is an honor.
It's awesome.
And I'm looking forward to having them.
You may have. We only have a few more questions. I know you got a busy day. You are the hardest working man in showbiz. You may have answered this already at some other time, but what was the picture for Take a Look, Y'all?
Take a look, y'all.
You don't know that tweet?
I do not know. Please do.
This might be just you not looking at any of your mentions. Do you remember this one?
I really don't.
Are you serious?
I swear to you.
2015, it's a famous tweet. You
Okay.
you tweeted, "Take a look, y'all," and it was just the IMG JPEG, but no picture.
Because I don't know that shit. I mean, come on, man.
No one's ever asked you?
I really don't. I mean, listen, I don't know. Like, listen, I'll try some copy on it, and that's why I think that was when ESPN came to me and said, let us handle your social media account. Now I got my own people handling it, of course. But, I mean, I still don't know how to. I know know how to write a message or
Right.
a tweet or whatever. But all of that other stuff, I don't know that shit.
So did no one's ever asked you what the picture
No,
was?
I didn't know what you were talking about,
Yeah.
but now that you did, somebody's asked me about that before. But I still never know when they
Take a
ask. I'm
look,
like, what are
y'all.
you talking about?
I
Take
would
a look,
love to
y'all.
know what Take a Look, y'all was. What was that
I
picture?
have no
What,
clue.
what date was it?
It was May
2015.
May
That's
26,
8 years ago.
2015.
May-
Almost 8 years ago.
It was May what?
May 26, 2015.
I had no idea.
Probably right around the NBA Finals.
Yeah, maybe Chris Paul losing a playoff game, him looking sad, maybe.
Yeah, conference finals?
Conference finals.
Okay.
Finals are always in June.
You take a look, y'all. Got to know it. Are we? Another question? Are we still staying off the weed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I will tell you, there have been times when I've been stressed enough, I have wondered, is it wise for me to stay off the weed? I will admit that, because you see people that smoking some weed, they just seem so relaxed, not a care in the world. Everything's good, but I'm like, I got to be consistent. You know? And in all seriousness, man, I got family members that smoke some weed, you know what I'm saying? And that's always been the case. I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York City, please. Weed was everywhere. We get that. My issue is, in all seriousness, is with fellas that are athletes that I have allowed it to cost them their money. Mm-hmm. I know basketball players who've lost tens of millions of dollars in future earnings because they were potheads. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I've never seen a joint worth 7 figures in my life. I don't understand shit like that. It makes no sense to me. And so for me, it's like, don't let it cost you your money. And then people would get so upset and they would come at me wrong. And then Snoop Dogg called into my radio show in LA one year and went off on people. He's like, Stephen A, he ain't selling out, he looking out, he trying to help you. He said, I can do this in my field. You can't, because Snoop Dogg is one of my boys.
Right.
And so I'm like, what do you mean I have a problem with people who are weed? That's my boy. If I had a problem with anybody, wouldn't it be him?
Yeah.
Yeah, because ain't too many people smoke more weed than Snoop now.
Right.
He put new meat in the green rooms. Okay. So, but I don't care, because it doesn't cost him his money, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. You've done some great acting before, General Hospital.
Yeah. I got a recurrent role on there.
It seems like you enjoy it. You got the acting.
I never thought that I would, but I'm starting to enjoy it and fantasize about really taking it seriously for this one reason. I love the fact that you can get away with doing anything the role calls for you to do.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, I could be a villain. I could kill somebody. I could do this. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that, and it's perfectly fine because it's all acting.
Yeah.
So I
That's a great point.
and then not only that, it comes in handy when you do what we do, because when I'm on the air, listen, everybody ain't likable. Some people get on my damn nerves, and knowing a little acting helps. It could bail you out of situations you didn't realize you'd need to be bailed out of.
Mm-hmm.
So acting does have its positive points, and I think it's something that's worth me considering.
We're actually in the film business. We're working with Adam Sandler on a movie. So we developed this a few years ago.
He did a good movie with the movie LeBron produced, him and the basketball player. Adam Sandler did a great job as a scout for the 76ers.
Yeah. Apparently he's a pretty good player himself, too. Yeah. But so we've been working with him. We've got a number of people loosely attached to do voices. It's animated. We would love for you to be a part of this project.
Animated?
It's an animated film. It's a holiday classic.
Okay.
Kids film.
Right. It's about sled dogs, a team of sled dogs.
Okay.
They get lost in the woods.
Okay. That's
money
not a
needs
no.
To be right.
Yeah, okay.
Money needs to be right.
Yeah, no, the money will be right. Adam's taking care of it. Adam's putting the full weight of Happy Madison behind it. I feel like if you were a dog, if you were to voice a dog, what breed of dog would you want to be?
German Shepherd.
Okay, done.
All right, easy.
I can make that happen.
Yeah.
One stroke
that.
of the pen.
Yeah, you get that.
We're on it.
Easy.
One last question I had was, how's the shoulder? I got to say, I took exception to something that you did this summer.
Okay.
You took a lot of time off for a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
A lot.
Nick Saban called me out. Adam Silver called me out. I mean, that was funny, man. They got me good. I got to admit that.
That had nothing to do with it being August and not having any sports on to talk about. It was just you needed that time to recuperate.
What happened is, man, is that they had me doing First Take. I was doing Stephen A's World. I was doing NBA Countdown. And I was like, I don't think people realize how much time I haven't taken off throughout the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, hell with this. I need some time because they told me, I was walking around. I had both torn rotator cuffs. I was walking around with for 5 years. And so they went in there, June 29th to be exact, June 29th. And Hospital for Special Surgery, New York City. They found I had a torn rotator cuff, a torn bicep, a bone spur,
Jeez.
and a torn labrum.
And you were playing
And
through all of that.
I was like, what the hell is going on here?
I mean,
so
I would have said, just shoot me up. I'll go out there. I would do it for
Tour
free.
dog.
Love of the game.
But here's what I'm saying. What I was saying was, yeah, I could come on the air, but damn that. I've been working.
Right.
I want to relax. And you know something? It's funny. I'm like this. Let some people miss me for a change.
Yeah, we did.
You see me every day. You hear from me every day. How many times people, what the hell did Stephen A. say today? This guy. Please. Who the hell cares what he is? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Why listen to him? I'm like, all right. You're going to miss me when I'm gone.
It's smart.
Yeah.
It's
you
smart.
know? And so I went away and I took off longer than I've ever taken off. Ever. And so I was like, hey, that's what it is. And, and not only that, COVID did a number on me. When I got COVID, not this time, I had COVID a few months ago. I was fine in like 3 days. It was just sniffles and all that stuff. But when I got COVID last September, man, 102.7 degree fever, 103 degree fever, sweating bullets,
Body
waking
aches,
up
yeah.
in the middle of the night, like fully clothed, like I jumped in a pool. That's how much I was sweating. Having illusion, just delusional, just out of my mind. And New Year's Eve, I'm in the emergency room, in the hospital in New Jersey. And the doctor comes to me and she says, her name was Dr. Booth. I'll never forget it. She said, we're going to try these steroids and this antibiotic. And we'll know in 3 hours whether you're fine. That's how strong this stuff is. We'll know in 3 hours. If we don't know in 3 hours, we have to call your family. You're in a world of trouble. I had double pneumonia in both lungs. Persistent cough, wasn't breathing right, obviously. I was in bad shape, and I never felt like that. And I was so pissed off because my sister, God bless her, she had COVID. My sister smoked every day. She was fine 3 days. I'm like, I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm a casual drinker at best. I can't believe I'm going through that. I ain't never done drugs. I'm like, what the hell is going on? How am I in this position? I was furious, But they was like, and for those 3 hours, I was in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
And so, because I didn't know what direction it was going in, And so when that happened, I was like, I work hard. I do this, but there's so much more to life than what I'm living. I make enough money. I should be enjoying myself a hell of a lot more than I'm doing. But I don't because everybody else is clanking champagne glasses at my party but me. They busy partying. I'm busy working. I need to get in some of that partying, some of that relaxation, some of that enjoyment so I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. And that's why I ultimately took that time off for that month in the summer.
It's a good answer.
It's
You
smart.
deserved it.
You definitely did.
Yeah.
I was just giving you some shit about it because you were saying it was the shoulder, and I was like, man,
No,
this
no.
this
It
was
was, though.
LeBron taking a month off.
No, but I'm saying it was.
Yeah,
but
you
you're right.
broke
But you're
everything.
absolutely
You got
right.
the shoulder done, but it was
You're
also
absolutely right.
good timing
But
for it.
we
see,
missed
y'all-
you.
we use that line, right? But here's where it doesn't apply.
Load management.
LeBron and them automatically get a minimum of 3 to 4 months off.
Right.
Yeah.
First
true.
take on all year.
Right.
That's true.
So I don't want to hear that.
I want to see you take more vacations. I do, because I want you around for a while. I want no stress from Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
I want you to enjoy the fruits.
You know
of your
what?
labor.
I mean, like, as Don King once said to me, "From your lips to God's ears," I'm gonna think about that.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna. It ain't gonna be a month. I'm not gonna do that because I mean, the ratings weren't the same and the show wasn't the same. but I will tell you that I'm definitely gonna sprinkle time off during the year.
You deserve
You're
it. You
competitive.
deserve it.
If you
Yeah.
take a week off and you
Just
see
a week.
you see ratings go down, you come back and you're like, they
Save
needed
the show.
Me. They
Yeah.
needed
But you
me.
know what? But that's the thing, and that's the difference between me now and years ago. See, I don't like that now. I'm mad if the ratings drop.
Yeah.
Because I know we got great people on the show that can keep the ratings up. Now, can they do it 250 days out of the year like I do? Probably not. But the point is that we got tremendous talent at ESPN. And my attitude, and in the sports world, period. And because remember, we bring people that's not from ESPN onto the show. And so it's just important to me that, I'm a part of a franchise. Like, I'm the guy responsible for building a franchise that doesn't fold if I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I truly am, because it ain't forever. Now, I don't want it to happen tomorrow, because I got 2.5 years left on my deal. I want to be successful.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that when it's my time, man. And it's like I don't want to be pushed out the door. I don't want to be somebody that everybody says, all right, it's time for you to go. But when I know it's time, if that's sooner than later, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
As long as I have something to fall back on, I'm good with it.
I love it. So Straight Shooter, go check it out now. A memoir of second chances and first takes. My last question.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant refuses to come on this show and debate us.
Right.
Is he hiding from you too?
No. He's been on my show before. He's never scared to debate. He believes, and when it comes to basketball, let's face reality, we don't know as much as him.
No. He's a
don't.
basketball savant.
He is. He's a basketball savant.
I know quite a bit about it.
But he's a basketball savant. He's a basketball savant. Kevin Durant and LeBron James is something special as well. You have certain dudes that they just believe certain things are beneath them. Mm-hmm. That's their attitude. I don't agree with it, especially since they want to pop shit every time we say something they don't like. Mm-hmm. But in the same breath, I'm like, hey, that's the way it goes. That comes with it, and you just deal with what you got to deal with. They do have that right when it comes to the sport of basketball, but when it comes to issue-related matters, you usually don't.
Yeah.
And people are entitled to their opinion.
By the way, I love that you I saw you at the UFC in Madison Square Garden. We were sitting there because Molly the Meatball's one of our fighters. So we were sitting front row. You have the iPhone on your hip. I thought that was I don't see that very often anymore. Power move.
Yeah, where else am I supposed to put it? In my jacket or something?
Or in your pocket. You were in jeans.
Yeah, but I don't like pulling it out of my pocket. And I don't like putting it in my inside pocket because then it dips.
I just
the
hadn't seen it
jacket
in a while.
And it's not even. So
And I instantly respected it.
I don't like it like
Got
that.
a holster in case somebody calls and it's
That's right.
You whipped it out.
And I
You
usually
took a call.
I used to have two phones. But then that just makes you look crazy suspicious.
Well,
yes, it's true.
we talked to Mike Irvin
It's like,
about that.
I'm trying to have peace at home. Right.
Michael Irvin actually told us he's got two phones, one for people that are trying to get money from him and the other for people that are trying to give him money.
Yeah.
So he likes picking up that phone.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because he was the playmaker since the 80s.
Yeah.
He kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, this has been
We
great.
appreciate it.
Everyone go
Please.
buy the book, Straight Shooter. It's out now. You can obviously where to find him on ESPN.
Yeah.
You have your podcast, No Mercy.
StraightShooterBook.com as well. You can go there online. And
I don't
grab
want to like light a fire, but we are the #1 sports podcast, not you. So
it.
Dude, don't.
I don't have a sports podcast.
I don't.
Oh,
not,
okay,
not,
that's true.
not, not yet.
My
Shit,
podcast.
shit.
I didn't want one.
Shit. Oh,
Okay.
God damn it! I walked into that trap.
I didn't want a sports. I didn't want a sport. I've done everything there is to do in sports. I didn't want to do a sports
God
podcast.
damn it! I got owned on the way out
I really
the
didn't want to
door.
do a sports podcast.
I just don't want you to
But if
start
you
one
wanted to
because
do
then
one, would you be #1?
ESPN wanted me to do a sports podcast for the longest time. I wasn't interested.
Would you be #1?
You know what? I don't know. You know why? Because you already see me talking about so many sports opinions on First Take.
If you only
That's
did a
just-
podcast,
Oh no, I'd be #1.
Yeah,
Without
I don't know
question.
about that.
That's
I'd be
that's
#1.
fair. Yeah.
Without question. I wouldn't even worry about it. If I did a sports podcast and I didn't have any other outlets, the only way you could find me was to come to my podcast. Oh please, I'd easily be #1 then.
all right.
I got an audio book out too.
Okay, check
and
it out.
you read it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I mean that
That would
you
be
got to
you
get
have
that.
to have
I
that.
did
Yes. Yes.
So on your way out, just so you know, we do have one last surprise here. We do have Skip Bayless, and we got him to come here. You want to bring him in?
Some Skip Bayless looking like, because it damn sure ain't Skip.
No, it's not Skip.
Skip ain't flying.
It's not Skip.
Skip ain't flying. Skip don't want to leave LA.
Yeah, that's true. That's fact. All right. Well, thank you so much, Stephen A. Smith. You're always welcome on anytime you want to come on. We really appreciate
I
it.
appreciate y'all having me, man. Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Stephen A. Smith was brought to you by our very good friends over at the Barstool Store, because that's us. Right now, you can shop on Football Girl, Football Guy, and PMT Football Patch Trucker Hat merch over there. We love the football guy shirts. Love the football gal shirts. We've got a lot of Eagles merch set up in the store right now. If you're a Philly fan, we got some 49ers stuff. We got some Brock Purdy merch up there. We got definitely some Joe Burrow, some really nice new Joe Burrow and Cincinnati designs. Check it out, the Barstool store at barstoolsports.com. You can go to store.barstoolsports.com, store.barstoolsports.com. Wear what the pros wear. store.barstoolsports.com.
All right, let's finish up with some guys on chicks. Henry. Time to read, Henry.
Sup, Dad, Cat, PFT, and boys. I went home this weekend and got roasted by my mom saying the reason I'm still single is because my hair changes color every week. Do you think guys are afraid to ask a girl out with dyed hair, or is my mom just stuck in the past with a conservative view on what guys want?
I think that when it comes to girls' hair, guys don't recognize girls when they change their hair all the time. So like I'll see a girl with short hair, and maybe I'm used to seeing her long hair, but her hair's put up, and I won't actually recognize that that's the same person sometimes. You guys have too many different variables on your face and hair that you can change up. It gets confusing.
It also depends. Like, is she saying like she's going from like blonde to brunette, or is she like going purple?
Purple.
No, I stand with your mom.
Wow.
You won't find. I mean, you won't find a boyfriend if you do that.
Why not?
Because it's just weird.
What?
If you see people with weird hair colors, it's weird. I don't know. I see it and I'm like, what's going on here?
I like weird hair colors if it's just a consistent weird hair color, though, if you don't change it up.
I don't know. Anytime I see someone with like green hair, purple hair, I'm just like, what's up, weirdo?
What if they're styling it, though?
Are we still
Is
doing...
there someone I'm forgetting? Is Max laughing? Is there someone I'm thinking, like, am I mocking someone we know?
This may have been written by an employee that works here.
Is there someone here who has weird hair? What?
We could cut.
No. What is it? No, tell me. That's fine.
It's like sent it to me and was like, will you ask this? And then Memes forgot to send it last time. So
And
he
does
sent it
she?
this
What
time.
color is her hair?
It
changes
changes
it.
a lot.
It changes like
It's
every
like
week
purple
from, like,
a lot of times.
If you want to come talk to me, I'll echo what your mom's saying. Like, I'm sorry, but yes, you are scaring guys off because you don't know, like, green hair. Come on,
It's Animal Kingdom. Those colors mean poisonous.
yeah.
Good
Thank
point,
you,
Billy.
Billy.
Good
Yeah.
point. Are we still doing the thing where girls are dyeing their hair gray and trying to look like they're 60 years old? That was a
Gray's a
weird...
great color.
That was kind
Thanks,
of
Hank.
that was like, but it was like silver. That kind of that
Like a
blonde silver.
fox, yeah.
No, but there were some girls that I saw that were like 28 years old that dyed their hair, and now they intentionally look like they're 60.
Wait, what colors is she dyeing her hair? Give me
I've
some
seen
of the colors.
purple. I've seen pink. I don't know what else. I've seen those two colors.
Yeah, I your mom is right. It's sorry that we have to be the ones to tell you this.
I disagree. I think it's fine, but you just have to stick with one color.
But not have it be purple or pink.
No, you can do purple if you stay with purple. If you switch it up all the time, then it's like, what is it, a mood ring type thing?
Yeah, confusing.
I went to a liberal arts college. There was a lot of colored hair. You stayed away
Oh, okay. So
because they were
those-
usually gonna like get into an argument with you about like some sort of political thing.
Like your stance on World War II.
Yeah. How you think Dana White wasn't in the wrong? That kind of stuff.
Billy
Was
does.
that even Damar Hamlin?
Billy sometimes thinks.
Yeah, Damar Hamlin. Is that a? You're definitely in on that, right?
What?
That's a body double.
Dude,
Like I saw it on Twitter last night. Someone tweeted something like, I just stumbled upon the fact that there are people out there who think that it's a Damar Hamlin body double, and the first thought in my head was like, Billy's definitely in this group.
okay. Trust Tree. I don't think he's dead.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But you don't think it was him at the game?
It was very snowy, that shot, conviently.
So I mean, I did bring this up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I thought it
But
was.
no, but
And
I
you-
thought that was a
you
joke.
guys, you guys shot me down immediately.
I did not think it was a serious thing.
Well, because it wasn't a serious
Billy is
thing at all.
very
But
serious.
I did get a couple people that DM me that were like, "Hey, I just want to acknowledge you, PFT. I heard that you brought up the Damar Hamlin stunt double thing, and it's bullshit that everybody just shot that down immediately, moved on. I'm with you, but I understand why you couldn't explore that more fully." And then I went to the guy's profile, and he's just insane.
Right.
So
Here's
but
what-
Billy kind of Billy
It's
wants
not
to believe
100. It's like
All right,
it's
so
like
here-
one of those things where it's like it's
All right,
there.
So with any conspiracy theory, let me ask you just a simple question.
Okay.
Damar Hamlin went into the locker room to see his Bills players, all the teammates.
And then they realized it wasn't him and played badly.
No. But you're saying now that the entire team is like not one person has told
No,
another
no.
person that it was a body double. Because all it would take is one person
No.
to text a friend being like, dude, they brought in a body double. And then it becomes, and then it's fire.
Look,
like,
look, no, I'm
it's
just
everywhere.
saying. I'm just saying. Like there was just like, I looked at the evidence. I'm not. I
What
didn't
kind
make
of
any
evidence are we talking
conclusions.
about here?
That's the part that, though, with conspiracy theories, do you know how many people would have to be in on it and not say anything?
No,
That's
I
when
don't
it always
actually,
falls
okay,
apart.
Okay. Like
There would have
for-
to be like literally
the bit-
hundreds of people in Buffalo in that stadium to be in on that.
Well, to be
pull it
fair,
off.
if any team could pull it off, I think it would be the Bills. They are like a very insulated. You know what? How crazy would it have been if Damar Hamlin was a twin like the McCourtney twins?
yeah,
Where then we'd really get the conspiracies cooking. Like, is one dead? Is one alive? Did they switch him out? That'd
why
be
was he
wild.
wearing goggles?
it was snowy.
Yeah, I don't think he was wearing goggles. I think that might have been a lie.
He was wearing some
When he was
weird
driving
eyewear.
in, he was. 'Cause it was snowy.
He had a mask on that covered up his mouth and his nose.
He had a shiesty.
Which probably has something to do with the fact that he's
Immunocompromised.
immunocompromised because his heart stopped.
Right.
And then they probably didn't want him like interacting with the public that much because he probably still has a bunch of broken ribs and maybe a cracked sternum because he got CPR for like 12 minutes.
True.
Yeah.
And
But that
also
would
this,
then what?
It is kind of crazy that it snowed so much.
And the Bills did
God's
play
kind of in
bad
on-
after he went in
God's
the locker
kind of
room.
in on
That's
this
the most
too.
convincing argument
Yeah.
is that the Bills lost.
No,
But then they would definitely say we lost because a body double showed up.
Yeah, it was fake.
That's the easiest excuse ever. Like
Fake
Stephon
DeMar.
Diggs would be like, "Hey, the reason why we sucked was a fake DeMar showed up."
So now, now we might be looking at like an Avril Lavigne type situation where next year, whoever, you think
Maybe
DeMar's
it's a
gonna play
clone.
next year?
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm raising it so we can have the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was one of those things where
Yeah, no,
I was
you're
like,
just
"This
asking
is going to get
questions.
me. This is going to get me. They're totally going to make fun of me if I even mention any of this."
No, I knew you were in on it.
I'm
I
not
saw
in
it
on
and I was
Okay,
like, yeah, this
I'll
is
be
Billy.
in on it.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be in
As a
on
bit.
it.
It's a
be
bit.
in on
As a
it.
bit. As a
It's a
bit.
bit.
I wasn't going to raise it until you're like, "You definitely think that."
And you do.
Billy,
I don't.
I do think that Billy consciously sometimes raises his hand. He's like, I will sacrifice my brain and I will believe in this just
Yeah.
because
As a bit.
I want to believe in it.
Exactly.
But then you buy into it.
There's so many people who would have to have been involved in that. And not one person texts anyone.
Dude, I mean, you probably couldn't even tell from up close.
Okay.
All right, two left. One is a great business opportunity. One, I'm just going to hope this is fake. Hey, PMT fellas, I've got a wild question today. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 4 years. He might propose soon. I love him, but we have an issue. He may have got my cousin pregnant. They went to a
What?
New Year's party together, and I couldn't go because of work. He went with my cousin, who is kind of my best friend, and they are friends too. They both got super fucked up, and she just had a pregnancy test, and it came back positive. They both blacked out and don't remember the night, and so did their connection to the party. They woke up in different beds alone, which is good, but there are no other guys we have a connection to at the party. I haven't confronted my boyfriend or asked him, what should I do? Thanks, guys. Love you.
This is wild.
I'm just going to hope this is like a movie plot that we're not.
All right, let me see if I got this
Because
straight.
the two options aren't great.
Let me see if I get this straight. Your boyfriend went to a wedding. Your cousin was at the wedding.
No, New Year's party.
New Year's party. Your cousin was there,
Best friend / cousin. One of those deals.
and they both got blacked out.
Yep.
Didn't sleep in the same room as each other.
Nope.
But then now she's pregnant, and she didn't have sex with anybody else
That she knows of.
that she knows of.
I mean, it's the easy solution. She has to have the baby, and you have to raise the baby as your own child. And just never talk about it again.
This has got to be the plot of the movie.
I hope so, but it's juicy enough that I want to throw it out there.
That's actually like a very salacious family secret that you can then the parents who raised the child, even though the mother wasn't actually the mother, can tell the child when the child's like 40.
Does that count as cheating? Really?
You blacked out,
You're both blacked out,
and it's the best friend.
and you didn't even
And it's
sleep
family.
over. Yeah, it's
Family.
family. You didn't even sleep over.
Right.
You woke up. You don't remember it. You never had any intention on doing it. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I hope that's a plot to a movie, but if
that
it's not,
seems-
I want to follow
Follow up, yeah. Please
Follow up.
follow
It
up.
Please.
seems like
Let's
you know what?
come to the studio. We'll do a live pregnancy show.
Yes.
like Maury
All three of
Povich.
you.
Yes. We'll
yeah.
pay for airfare.
Immaculate Conception
Could be Jesus.
could be second
Jesus.
coming.
Yep.
Yep. Fact.
All right, last one. Hey, boys. My boyfriend is obsessed with this startup idea after listening to PMT last week. Last week, after Billy talked about cats not thriving in apartments, he had an idea for a subscription-based box service where he captures rats in New York City and sends them monthly to cat owners for their cats to hunt. He even has gone as far as creating a logo and buying rat hunting equipment. Please tell him this is a stupid idea. He also has another startup idea where instead of euthanizing your old cat, you host a large party with 3,000 cats and have your elderly cat OD so it goes out with a bang. He calls it Project X for cats.
I like both these ideas.
So it's like a catnip, OD on catnip
yeah.
at the end.
I have a box full of catnip that got sent to me.
Why?
I was gonna smoke it with Donnie.
Okay.
As a
That's a good answer.
experiment.
Yep. Totally normal answer.
Duh.
So you're gonna catch rats and send it to people. I'm in. Where can we invest?
So the premise is to give your cat exercise.
It's the premise is to let rats loose in your apartment.
Do you really? Yeah, I was going to say, do you really think that there's a big market out there for people that want more rats in their apartment?
We don't know. Untapped market. I'm in. I
Yeah,
want
what
more
the hell?
ideas from this guy.
What the hell?
I want all the ideas.
You know what I actually learned the other day? There's a huge market for pigeons. There's actually people capture pigeons in Philadelphia and sell them to hunting places to shoot.
And it's good to get like
tower
paraphernalia
shit,
to
yeah.
jail.
Yeah. Pigeon racing. Mike
point.
Tyson.
Also, they're delicious.
Yeah.
Ever had squab?
So good.
It's good.
You didn't have a question about girls going on the guy trips?
Oh, yeah, last one. My boyfriend's 30th birthday is this weekend.
Husband.
My husband's 30th birthday is
But-
this weekend.
Are they still? It's kind of dicey, right?
Yeah.
My husband's
On the
30th.
rocks.
My husband's 30th birthday is this weekend.
Is your husband rich?
My husband's 30th birthday is this weekend, and he's having all the boys out to a place, some ski village.
Aspen.
All of the girlfriends and wives were invited, but they can no longer go. He's asking me to go, but it's just going to be me and 5 guys.
Yeah.
Should I go or not?
No.
Yeah, definitely.
But he wants me to go.
No, you should go. It sounds.
No.
It sounds like
He said he wants me to go.
But here's the thing: he really, really does. It sounds like he really wants you to go.
Yeah.
And you're plus, you know what? You're cool. You're not like all the other girls. Like
No.
it's not. It's not like it's a big thing that you're invading a guy's trip.
You're the cool girl.
You're pretty much one of the guys.
Yeah.
You
No.
should go.
Go.
Would
You
he
should go.
would he be scared to tell you can't come?
No, definitely not.
Really? You don't think that he's like afraid of you?
No, we're married.
Is
We can tell each other anything.
Quick question on this trip: Is your husband going to be allowed to jack off
Well, no, that's why she would go.
to monitor him?
Yeah.
Got it. Is this Dan Orlovsky?
Yeah, that's swept Barstool this past week.
Shout out to the Mean Girl Pod.
Yeah, shout out to Mean Girl Pod.
They really embraced debate with that one.
They did.
I think my favorite part of that debate was the response of like, it's because like most people that are married hate each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That one was tough.
That's definitely from
Yeah.
somebody who has never been married before.
Yes. Yes. All right. Numbers. Hank, have you ever gotten this?
No.
Have you thought about the 12 that you got wrong the other night?
Yeah.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You want another 12?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let's give him 2.
No. We'll wait till the Cowboys lose again, then we'll give them 12.
69.
It'd be 13 actually.
Let's go with 42.
42. Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. Someone actually DM me.
In honor of Hall of Fame Day.
Someone DM me some logic behind it.
All right, I'll go
I was
17.
cool with it.
18.
I'm going to 69.
20.
No, I already did.
Oh, you already took 69?
Yeah.
92.
All right, Hank. You've never gotten this?
No, I have not.
Are you sure?
I think so. Come on, Jackie.
Oh, what'd you say, PFT?
92?
97.
That was really close for me.
Third time.
Love you guys.
97. You're never getting it.
Jackrabbits are different.
Have you admitted that?
Wait, that's 2 out of 3 shows.
Oh. Wow, it's so easy to
Great.
get. It's never been easier. Have you admitted it to yourself that you're never getting it?
No,
You should.
I believe.
You know what? Like the second,
I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not. I'll say it after I win.
the second you admit
I have-
to yourself that you're never going to get it, you're going to get it right afterwards.
No, that's giving up.
All right, so you'll never get it.
You want to do one more?
For money.
counts.
69. 69.
Yeah, this counts.
42.
17.
69.
97.
20.
18.
Back to back. 97. It's hot. It's hot right now.
50.
Oh damn.
You're never going to get
Eighth
it.
time now tied for second.
That one did count, so make sure you add it to Hank's never getting it list.
Domestic rabbits can't breed with wild rabbits. Too genetically dissimilar.